futon.
Welcome to the GRG podcast, the place for all your gaming news, plus hot topics of the week. Also remember to follow us on Twitter at KMEGA4.
I ran up a check, I might do it again. Enemies close, had me thinking they're friends. 10 toes down, I'll be free until the end. Crib outside the city, I don't feel safe in my hands. Took so many years, I'm just waiting for the wins. I'm in debt to no one but the one who took my sins. I do it for real, there's no reason to pretend. If I do it once, I do it again. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up. Told her if it's all me, everything is on me. Gon' back it up. Matter what? Told you I'ma do me. Why you hating on me? It's not adding up. I do roll like a Mack truck. Country heart, I might cop a farm and go act up. Lot of scars, I was cold-hearted, now I'm backed up. Keep it real, I do this once a month, I don't rap much. I just take the money and go stack up. Only buying Carhartt, car cards to get tatted up. All that other bull, it don't matter much. You only climb me, I put the ladders up. No fault, I done doubled up on the workload. I think I fell in love with the bankroll. Pray up, get money, then we lay low. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up. Told her if it's all me, everything is on me. Gon' back it up. Matter what? Told you I'ma do me. Why you hating on me? It's not adding up. Add it up. Told her if it's all me, everything is on me. Gon' back it up. Matter what? Told you I'ma do me. Why you hating on me? It's not adding up.
What, you don't see I guessed? Why you were just on their podcast? You was just on it. Yeah, that's a great way to start the show. You don't know our guest. You was just on it. Yeah, we love. You just was on this podcast. You know what I'm saying? On We Bleed Green. Ladies and gentlemen, oh my gosh. Oh man. Oh man. Okay. All right. So this is what we're going to be doing, man. Right here, since Lemon 108 Dragons from the Zeus or from the what is it? Because I ain't said it in a long time. What did you say? I know. I just got my birthday and now I'm getting forgetful as hell, man. I'm gonna need some Prevagen or some shit. But anyway, welcome to the GRG podcast. We are live. We're ready to go. And first off, since 108 did not know who our guest is tonight, please, Hyperfang, let everybody know where they can find you at and what's going on with you, man. Where they can find you at, Devin? Oh, that's right. That's right. We Bleed Green. Yes. Mm-hmm. 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 Okay. All right. Mm. Okay, so hold on, wait a minute. So you mean to tell me that you act like you never got loosed on GRG? I mean, you've been on the podcast for about almost 3 years.
Smoke.
Oh.
So when I went to We Bleed Green, first thing Dirt said, Lemon, you could just let go. I said, if I let go, dudes might unsubscribe.
All right.
Because
Okay, so KMEGA just fat fingered it, as Six Layers just said. So I got to do this introduction again because they heard me. Yeah, well, that's what Six Layers say.
Wow!
I fat fingered where they could hear you, but they heard me. So here we go. The GRG podcast is back live. All right, so Hyperfang, Devin, where can they find you at? Because they couldn't hear you the first time.
All right, you can find me at the Xbox Classic on Twitter, and you can catch me every Monday on Dirt Griggity's channel on the We Bleed Green podcast.
All right, there we go. All right, so
say what I said again because that wouldn't be organic.
No. That wouldn't be organic again. So anyway,
you know how I feel. You know how I feel, Dev. Don't worry about that. I got you, bro. My bad. I was looking at my. I'm focused.
Right,
for sure.
We ain't here now. So thank you guys for letting me know in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Without you guys, I don't know what the hell I would be doing. I would just been rambling and talking, and it would have just been me. Even though I do feel that I have a nice voice, it is milky. But you know, that's not what
I tried to tell you, but y'all weren't listening to me. But okay, that's all right.
What did you say?
Y'all be easy.
Oh man! All right. All right. So let's get on to it. Thank you so much, Devin, for coming on to the podcast, man. It's an honor for sure. You know what I'm saying? I know this is your first time, but the last time that you came on, it was kind of awkward because there was at that time, what was it, about a year and a half ago? Or maybe it was a while. So
it was definitely intermediate. Like Dirt was on, and then I showed up like the last quarter of the show, I believe.
Yeah. You hopped in because you wanted to talk about the topic, and yeah, it was crazy. But you're here, man. So let's get to it.
I appreciate the invite, man.
Oh, no doubt. I'm gonna get all those guys on there. Now I don't know about the one homeboy from overseas, but you know what I'm saying. But
I love him. His accent and the way he be talk that shit, Lemon.
Yeah, Sean.
Oh yeah, Shan doesn't.
Yes.
I was like, damn, I never heard it sound like that.
All right, don't crucify me that much, Lady Foxfire. I know.
And it's Ghost of Tsushima.
Tsushima. I say it right now.
No. Listen, I watched the videos. You said it like 4 different ways. It's Ghost of
because
Tsushima.
I want to make sure people know that I'm going to get it. I'm going to get one of them right. So
no, be country. Don't worry about it. We got you.
Say that one more time.
Those cows. Let's go.
Ghost of Tsushima. I say Tsushima.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying?
That's well done.
Yeah.
No, you good.
As far as I know.
Yeah.
Okay,
Don't make me call Buddy because he's gonna.
Let's get on to the panel. D, what's happening? What you doing? What you been playing? I've been seeing you on Xbox. I was gonna go in there and raid your party, but I was like, nah, I don't want to be rude like that. So, but what you been going on? What you been playing? How you doing, D?
I'm good. I actually went back and started a new save of Assassin's Creed Origins. I've been hopping around between that, Red Dead. State of K2 got another update, so I've been playing that as well. New map, new weapons, and all that good stuff. So I've been kind of hopping around. You know how it is. You can hop back and forth. So I've been doing that. It's been pretty chill. Had a good short week, productive week. So everything been gravy over here for real.
Nice. Excellent.
Shout out to Babs Bunny. She hopping all over the place. Let's go.
Hey man, speaking of hopping,
Space Jam.
Look at this gameplay of me and Psychonauts 2, man. Look at these
Oh
skills.
yeah, Psychonauts 2. Oh my gosh. Adorable.
KMEGA's the only guy that got pom-poms for himself. Facts.
I'm waiting for him to slip off that beam right there.
Look at y'all just say, look, there was no slipping. Look at that.
He's like, look at the balancing.
Them skills. Anyway, all right.
Should have had the same feet at E3. Oh.
I did. Anyway, Six Layer. What's happening with your partner, man? That steak that you showed me looked delicious.
Oh,
man.
yeah,
Man.
it tasted good too.
Don't get the items to fall asleep on the show.
Wow.
Bro, man, the beer, nothing but Corona and Brontosaurus steaks, man. Oh yeah, all day. I don't know why I'm not passed out or nothing, but I feel excellent right now. So
He's not cooking it though. He fronting. He just eating.
I'm not cooking it. I already
He
paid
can show up with
I
his
paid
lips
for
and his stomach.
No. I show up
Pause.
with all the meat paws and everything else, and have somebody else cooking for me. I sit back with the beer chilling. That's what I did all day.
I see people with some slander. I see Dark Optimus in here. He said this show is still allowed to be on YouTube. He said, I kid. What's up, GRG fan? What up, Dark? What up? That slander on Next Podcast last night was mighty delicious, man. You had a lot of people confused.
White on White Crime podcast. Let's go.
It was. Lord. I loved it.
That ain't my name, D. That's what Xbox says.
That's what they say. They say that.
That's not my slander. That's Xbox.
That's their slander.
People like, this is the best podcast with White on White Crime. I said, oh, wow.
Yeah. Anyway,
that came from the host.
That came from the host. All right, so Abacab, thank you so much. Yes, I was saying it right. So
D, don't forget. This is the light-skinned podcast normally.
It is. Yes, it is.
Normally.
Well, yeah.
Holy shit.
Okay, anyway. PK, I see you up in here. What's going on, man? And listen, I have to ask you, because I don't know if everybody's seen What If. But I gotta ask you, PK.
Yes.
Did you get the chance to see that What If episode with Doctor Strange? And what did you think? You don't have to say anything, just what you think. What was your thoughts?
I will share my thoughts on the MCU show.
Oh, okay.
When that airs.
Talk your shit.
Okay.
Talk your shit. You guys come watch the MCU show.
Okay.
Definitely hear my thoughts and my review of the episode.
I gotta get my European voice on. Lemon, talk your shit, man.
Gang,
talk
gang.
your shit.
Yo, shout out to the homie.
Facts.
So with that being said, hey everybody, happy Friday. Glad to be here. Won't be able to stay on the entire time, like I said before. It's
wife time.
Yeah, gotta have some family time. So
shit, stop doing so many damn podcasts. This was your first podcast. You gotta give us at least two.
This was not his first podcast.
So,
what was his first podcast?
4GQ TV.
Actually, it was B Shadows. But
it was B Shadows. It was B
That's
Shadows.
right.
Who?
So let's back up. Like I said, I haven't done but one this week, buddy, and this is number 2.
So
hey,
I got you.
But my shows are different. That's completely different. That I control that time. But hey, I'm happy to be here.
2 hours and 11 minutes. That's what I'm asking for. I was asking for 2 hours and 11 minutes.
Since when?
I got you, man.
No, I'm talking about. I'm going to be cutting down. You see, the topics is going down. Usually,
I hear you. I'm. Hey,
some of us go out on Fridays.
He's taking out the time right now. We got to.
I know. We got to keep on. All right. Let me
you got a built-in situation. Some of us are single.
That ain't my fault. You was married when I met you.
GRG,
anyway.
Let's go.
I took them mustard color Timberlands and I gave her the boot.
Whoa. All right. So 108. What's going on with you, man? What you been playing?
Yo, first of all, shout out to my guests, our guests. Shout out to the panel. I'm here on time this week. I ain't got no parties. That goddamn storm. I had to spend some big money to fix my goddamn drains. But I'm good. What I've been playing. Factual, Madden, trying to get better. I tapped out on Cold War. I erased it. I'm waiting for Battlefield. And I've been playing. I was up 2 to 3 in the morning, giving Psychonauts 4 hours of my life. Wow. And this is coming from somebody who beat the first one and didn't like it. Or didn't let me say I ain't like it. I didn't understand what the hell was going on. This game has great direction, great comedy. The music is amazing. Listen, and I'm not capping for Xbox because they bought Double Fine. Like I said, I ain't like the first game. It was I still beat it because at that time I didn't have a catalog of back catalog of 700 games. But this game, I'm not going to say game of the year because I don't really get into that conversation. That don't mean nobody else can, but that Psychonauts, boy, is bringing that smoke. It's a great platformer, man. Art direction, comedy. You really get in touch with each character, how they giving each character presentation and dialogue. Listen, man, I don't care what platform you on. If you could play Psychonauts, go get that. It's awesome. But that's what I've been doing this week, and I'm glad I'm here on time. Let's go. Get into these topics.
Let's go. Let's get to it.
Yes,
All right.
We got a super chat.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Speaking of that, thank you so much. The super chat, we got the friendly neighborhood Blue Shell, as he says, KMEGA PC. For KMEGA's PC, because I've been having these problems here for the last, month? Because of...
Mega doesn't have a 4K PC. Oh, my bad.
No.
Damn.
He's saying 4K Mega PC. That's what he's saying.
Because
he was because when I was doing the video, he was waiting for me, and then I was having issues, and then I had an update with Windows 11. But now I got it. Everything.
You sure?
Yeah, I got it. Well, I mean, hold on. How long will we be on? Because usually it's around that 16-minute mark. Shit goes bad.
You did that 16 minutes. I called PK like, yo, what happened? I came on the middle of a party and said, I just saw it go on. What happened? That's got to be the shortest GRG
ever. And so the problem was that, and I blamed it on everything, but I think that we finally found what the issues was.
Are you sure? Because we've been dealing with this for like 3.5 years.
No.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right, so let's get to the very first topic. All right, Cyberpunk 2077's big update has been delayed yet again. It is it at this point, is it too late? So let's go straight to our guest. So Devin, what do you think, man? I mean, is it it's a little bit too far gone right now for what we've seen or what we've heard from CD Projekt Red? I know I loved CD Projekt Red so much. I think Witcher 3 is one of the best games I've ever played in my entire life as a gamer. But that game came out messed up. And if people don't remember, it took about 2 years before they actually got the game properly, proper. And so now seeing this situation, this game is definitely going through some kind of issues, and they promised the world, but they haven't fulfilled. Is it now just a little bit too late for Cyberpunk 77, in your opinion?
It's it's definitely disappointing. I mean, especially with all the hype coming before launch. I feel like they pushed it out. Like, as sad as that sounds, how long they took to develop the game, and it feels rushed. A lot of it feels rushed, and like they're trying to get this patch out, and it felt late months ago. So I couldn't really say, but I feel like a lot of people aren't going to be going back to the game even after it releases with the patch.
Man, yeah. All right. What about you, Slayer? What's your opinion on this?
I think really the press is just hyping up some drama, because really, if you look at the game, this is the textbook example now of what happens when you rush your game. Part of the how do you say, the reparation or the repair of the image of Halo Infinite was due to, the monumental failure of Cyberpunk. People look back at the fact that they delayed Halo as like, oh, we dodged a bullet. That was the right thing to do. But how quickly people forget. Now you got the press manipulating you into thinking, oh no, they're delaying the next gen patch for Cyberpunk. Oh no, whatever will we do? We have no games to play. What? We just got the game last year when it wasn't ready. If this patch isn't ready, don't release it. I don't necessarily agree with the chances for the game are dead, right? Mm-hmm. But if they ever have a chance at fixing the situation and getting sales out of the game, that patch has to be right and at least recognized as such day one. That's their last shot. Even if they have a chance at all, even if that works, they may not work out for them still, right? Like the community may not embrace it anyway. So don't rush that at all. Make sure it works. I don't know what people are complaining about. This is the textbook example game itself. What the hell are people talking about?
I gotta
That's what I
agree 100% with you on that. Don't rush this out because this is their last chance. The only reason I say it feels late is because this game shouldn't have released when it did in the first place because it wasn't finished. So now it got released unfinished, and now they were saying, "Oh, that the next gen patch is coming out in a few months," and it's still not here. That's why people are upset. I'm guessing.
Yeah, I mean, I could agree with that. What do you think, PK? What's your initial thoughts, man? Is it a little bit too late?
So for that piece, I think people just need to relax. When it came to Witcher, how
Yeah.
long did it take them to add content,
About
fix it, work on
2
it?
years. About 2 years.
Okay. So it is what it is. I'm pretty sure they'll have something to make people want to come back to it. I mean, it's a year now, and they just dropped Wakanda for Avengers, and people went back to it for a
That
little
is
bit.
true, because
So
I was playing the hell out of it until I got to Psychonauts too. Yeah, that is
it's
true.
all it's just
It's
gotta
not like
have
the game
content
didn't
for
sell
people
well
to
in the first
play,
place.
and that they'll go back to it. People it's not like it's a terrible game. I thought the game was great. So I think the problem was again they were trying to support hardware that could not run the game, and probably that was the misstep.
All right, cool. All right, what about you, D? What is your thoughts about this?
Damn. Oh, I think at this point, I'm kind of an optimist a little bit. I think it can be turned around. I'm seeing a lot of people compare it to No Man's Sky and how at this point with No Man's Sky, this was already done and the game was in this position. And I think sometimes that can be a hindrance if we kind of compare and contrast games too closely. I think CyberPunk is its own game with its own issues. But as somebody who doesn't have major issues with the game, I still feel that they need to, of course, turn it around. But I think they will if they want any goodwill going forward as far as any other future projects. Because Witcher was only 6 years ago. And at the time Cyberpunk came out, it was 5 years. So, they're going to have to take a lot of time to go to that esteemed company that they were once viewed as. And I think, like Sick was saying, I've been saying it for months. A lot of developers, in my opinion, right now are like, yeah, we don't want our game pulled. We need to be transparent because we don't want another Cyberpunk issue. To me, it's really changed how developers are doing, game development these days. And I'm hoping they can turn it around. I don't know what that time frame looks like, but I'm hoping they're able to do it. But like y'all are also saying, they released it for systems that couldn't handle it. But even when the game was coming out, if I'm not mistaken, after the 3-4 delays, they were getting death threats about releasing this game. So it's like, I feel like they were between a rock and a hard place. It was just like, if we delay it, we're going to get more death threats and potentially have our families in danger, or we're going to release it early and people are going to be pissed. So I feel like they're kind of dealing with those sucky consequences, but I'm hoping they turn it around. I wish they would stop talking about numbers all the time and like how much money they're making with it, because it's just like, can y'all fix it?
Like a slap in
Why
the
we
face.
talking about,
It's
you know what
kind
I'm
of a smack
saying?
in the face talking about money.
I think it
I
also
hate-
could be going to the fact that it's basically because so many people was bashing it. They also, I think, want to kind of throw some shade back at people, but I do agree. I think that it's not really appropriate. Go ahead.
But I feel like, yes, but I also feel like you're not in a position to say that. You know what I'm saying? Like, as much as everybody kind of groans about it, Rockstar and Grand Theft Online, they can talk shit because their
the numbers prove otherwise. That's why they keep talking about the money. Like he said, I hear what you're saying, but at the same time, the numbers prove otherwise, and that's what the numbers are. The proof right there that the game, despite all the drama and everything, it sold very well.
13 million out the gate.
I thought it was 14
under the gate.
Was it?
But how many
out the gate? That's not a flop.
The returns were like 250,000 or something like that. It was less than $1 million. I remember that.
Right.
Yeah. All this talk about it's just that talk. The facts on the ground are actually that it did very well, and most people at least kept the game. Yeah.
It just rubs me weird. It's especially as somebody, who had it on Xbox One S, who got the game for free. I was still pissed.
You should be, sis.
Yeah.
And I was like, just some,
absolutely.
I was just like, I mean, it's free, so I can't technically get a return, but I was still like, this some bullshit. And it was honestly the factor where I was just like, I'm not playing shit else until I get a Series X, because I played Cyberpunk after Watch Dogs Legion, and that was trash. So I don't know.
You said Watch Dogs Legion was trash?
On my system, yes, it was.
On the S?
Oh, on your system. Okay. I got you. Like the performance. I got you.
Yeah, I still don't like the game.
I don't even like Watch Dogs, but I never heard nobody call it trash, the last one, but that's why I asked you.
I was disappointed. There was screen tearing. It crashed several times. It didn't have the multiplayer they said. I believe it was going to launch.
Yeah, but nobody talks about that at all. They just talk about the other game. I talked like, yo, how are y'all enjoying it? Like, I envy you. People like, no, it's great. I was like, all right, y'all got it. And then once I played on the Series X, I was like, okay, the performance is better. I still don't like it though. So I wasted money there too. But yeah, I have enough closing point. I have enough empathy, even though Cyberpunk works for me at this point, it doesn't work for everybody. And I recognize that. And I hope that the promises that they have put out there, they actually adhere to, because they have a very long road ahead of them as far as regaining trust. It's going to take labor. It's going to take them releasing things, because that Johnny shit, that DLC, that ain't do nothing. What's that gonna do? What was that? But I don't like, when I heard there's DLC, I was like, oh, okay, y'all got some story expansions, y'all got some.
You're awesome.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
I was at the press conference, so that's why I said that.
Bruh, I don't know. We gonna see, child. We gonna see.
I got you. All right.
For the best.
What about you, 108? What is your thoughts about this, man? Is it a little bit too late for them?
No. Let's be real here. First of all, their goal of how the game is supposed to perform is not last gen. Those last gen console, this game is overachieving, right? It's doing so much. Shout out to Megatron. Lemon, I'm not gonna buy my collector's edition. I said, you know what, brother? I'm gonna buy this game for you. Not that I have to, because he has his own money, but he's my friend, so I said, listen, I want you to try it. I'm gonna spend the money, I want you to try it. So he played it. He said, damn, this game is running pretty good on the X. I said, yeah, on the X and PS5, right? They should have skipped last gen, but you know what they didn't want to skip? 70 million consoles with Xbox, 100+ million consoles with PlayStation. That don't mean that the game is supposed to run good. They wanted sales. Because on next gen, we didn't see half of those problems. Frame rates at 18 frames per second, 15 to 18. The last time we saw a game on a console running at 15 frames was Rainbow Six Vegas 1 and 2. Those games were 15 frames a second, right? So they aimed at the majority and not saying, oh no, we need to just put it on next gen. But look when they launched. If they would have just launched on current gen, they wouldn't have touched no $13 million sold. 13 million sold, right? Because it wasn't enough an install base. So they try to make it a cross-platform game. Shout out to Halo for saying, nope, we gonna delay a year because releasing on PC platforms, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, PCs across the board. We gonna wait. Forget co-op. We'll bring it back. And Forge. Campaign, multiplayer, you good. Whereas this is a single player experience. They don't have those options. Right? So they're making the game on a different plateau, and the gaming community has to understand what they're bringing to the table. With Halo, I see you listen, this is the first time I Halo, unlike God of War, unlike Mario, any version, they release on one platform, they got to focus on one platform. Now when you got to focus on multitude of platforms, multitude of graphic cards, multitude of systems with one team, now it's a bigger goal. It's a bigger objective, right? So now they still patching this game to run great on current and past. They released a patch and was bragging about it. The game was running at 21 frames. And they're bragging about the patch. That means it's hard. That means the game is too much for last consoles. So now with the next gen update, we want to see a significant boost in graphics, because on next gen, the game is gorgeous. So what they're going to bring to the table, ray tracing, and 3080s are struggling with that in this game. We're talking about a game of a magnitude of a Grand Theft Auto. Things are happening when you're not even in that area. Conversations are being held. Traffic is being done. People are walking around buying lettuce in a marketplace. We're talking about a huge game. We're not talking about a game that's like Pac-Man and it's doing one thing. This is a world. This is an experience. And you're trying to hit so many plateaus and avenues and situations. If that next gen patch ain't ready, please don't bring it out, because y'all got ridiculed enough for trying to meet all these platforms. And as a gamer, I prefer them to wait. I prefer them to delay.
Let me ask you this question, or just everybody on the panel as well. If they come out with this patch and it comes out broken still, will it become so
it's
bad?
not broken already. It's
The last few patches are not broken. They're fixing the broken. They haven't been broken since launch.
But I'm just saying, if this patch comes out and people have
and it be broken
and it's still broken, do you think? Do you think people will look at CD Projekt Red as the new EA or Activision? Like, is one of the most like
more eyes on it. Unlike with the Witcher situation,
their trust with them.
But you can't lose trust. You got to look like the magnitude of the game. Look at the magnitude. No, I'm not trolling you, KMEGA. I'm just saying
that's not how gamers think. You know that.
Right. They think selfishly.
Right.
Oh, no co-op in Halo. I want to beat the game by myself before I enjoy it with my friends. Sorry.
Not the fruit physics.
I got two things to say there. I got two things to say.
Fruits, I'm shooting people.
Yeah.
That's for the idiots. But I'm talking about as a real objective gamer.
Yeah. Hit that like button. People, send this out. Let's go.
Listen.
Thank you.
You have to. And the Origins, Assassin's Creed, what's the other game? Grand Theft Auto. What's the other game like Grand Theft Auto got a remake? Reboot.
Saints Row.
Those games, they're gonna come out with glitches. State of Decay. You know why? They're not streamlined experiences. World of Warcraft was trash when it came out. What is it today?
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Elder Scrolls Online was trash when it came out. What is it today?
Yep.
Destiny had problems. What is it today?
Still trash.
Those games. Damn, disrespectful.
Xbox, did you hear
But
that?
what I'm saying
Hey,
is,
hey, Devin,
what
on
I'm
your
saying
game,
is,
bro.
you know what? And Xbox, shout out to you and your all white negative podcast. Facts. Nah, but stop coming in here crapping on my boy. I saw that comment.
Oh,
Shout
about the bland potato salad?
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that.
He doesn't have raisins in it. Oh no.
That man didn't know anything about no raisins in no potato salad until I told him from what people I've seen from his race. That's what I said. I never, you know what I'm saying? That's how I knew about it.
But what I'm saying is, I'm not capping for no game, man. This is not a single player RPG that's broken. We talking about an open world game. There's gonna be absolutely no open world game that don't got bugs. You know what's wrong with this gaming community? They cry too much. You think a game is supposed to come out with no glitches. Shout out to 360 for adding those hooks in games to improve a game on the go, which adds these firmware updates. And I keep telling people, say, oh, 360 was great. Yeah, 360 also gave the developer a reason to bring out a game that's not completed. Oh, we'll fix it later. Because 360 was the first system that had, it's called hooks, where you could say, oh, this dude face is not right. We'll fix it later with a patch. And I'm not blaming Microsoft because that's not an out for the dev, but that's what the devs know they can do today. So with that being said, we need to pump a couple brakes because half of the people out here complaining about games don't even know how they start to be made. You sending death threats, all kind of disrespectful situations to developers who bust their behinds to bring you content to play on your goddamn system.
Fact.
We need to relax.
Yeah,
y'all dudes yelling ray tracing. I'm the one that said on GRG 2 years ago, no. You don't want ray tracing because it affects the performance of the game drastically. Oh, we need ray trace shadows. You don't even know how to spell ray trace shadows. But you yelling for it. So now when a game goes ray tracing, it's at 30 frames at 4K, you mad. Why it's not 60? Because it's a resource hog. So when you don't understand how things are made, like these devs do, stop coming out here tomorrow. Oh, I'll kill your family. I'll see you on the block. Because you don't understand. If something's not ready, don't put it out. Because when they do put it out and it need to be patched later, you still complaining. Because if they would have pushed CyberPunk back to October this year, oh my God, I can't believe this. This is disrespectful.
Yeah, they would have been.
No.
They would have been highly upset.
Facts.
Yeah.
I got fix it on the go. You still mad? Pick your poison.
Yeah.
I'm just tired of the gaming community who don't understand how things work.
Yeah,
Complaining, threatening, disrespecting, challenging. You just want to pay your $65 or $70 and you don't care about nobody else. You're selfish. That's what it is.
Well, yeah,
If
what was you gonna say?
Please don't put it out.
Well, I got two things to say to the question you asked, and one of them is really it is a good jumping off what Lemon just said. Because I also blame the press. Like I said from the very beginning, the fact this is even a part of the conversation is because that's the way the press put it out. And every headline I see, oh, it may not come out this year. I'm thinking to myself, oh, woe is me. I don't have Halo and a million other games to play this holiday season. Whatever will I do? Like, I thought that. Like, nobody was concerned about that. Everybody's making this.
I forgot to do the send the plate. I forgot I had all this, ladies and gentlemen. I forgot I had all this.
And then there's like the Witcher 3 situation. Like, people don't even really know what we always say about The Witcher 3, how when it first came out, and not just the first one, the second one and the first one too. Pretty much every major game that CD Projekt Red ever made at first is dog shit. It really is. It takes years of patching and updates and all of that to get it to a point where it becomes a legendary game. Just like Rainbow Six, just like another game
Stop. You could.
Someone said before. No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky. That she said.
Which is excellent today. It was trash when it dropped.
Yup. That's a textbook example of what you could do when you come back from the ashes and you put in that work. Right.
Facts.
If the game is good, people will play it and buy it. Don't believe the hype. Don't believe what you hear. If the game is good and people hear about it and the buzz gets going, people will play it. People will excuse a lot if they see a lot of other people playing the game and they just want to be down. So it can happen at any time. Final Fantasy 14 was another textbook example. Okay, and they had to redo the game and change the name. A Realm Reborn. They literally destroyed the world. I think with like meteors or something to erase like everything that happened to start the whole thing over again. That's how far they went. This can happen. Wow. I don't think they need to do that with CyberPunk, but and this is what I interjected about before. This is not the big bug fix patch. This is the next gen wow factor eye candy patch. This
bells and whistles.
The bells and whistles, right? The native next gen version patch. That's what this is. The bug fixing patches, we've been getting them all along. In particular, they've been in the news lately. And if you notice, okay, that doesn't catch the eye for, podcasts to talk about. But the fact that this patch may not come out this year, it is catching the eyes of the news and podcasts at large. And it's not no shot at no podcast because we're doing it right now. But it just goes to show we're being controlled at the same time. People aren't thinking. They just hear something and they're like, oh my God, it's drama. No, it's not. Think about what's going on. That's
facts. And let me read my brother's super chat. Let me get this, KMEGA.
All right, go ahead.
Oh boy.
And then I'm done. These new gamers would have been crying in the past. They would never been able to handle all the problems of games. We just dealt with it and played. And shout out to Galogo 13. On the Super
13.
NES.
Oh no, regular NES. That was on the regular NES.
No, but it did a remake. But I'm talking about the one
with
the
remakes. Okay.
Yeah, the one with the tank, and it had a you couldn't touch one tank glitch when you jumped over it, and if you didn't get that jump precise, I was on that jump for 4 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Wow!
Because if you touched it with one sprite, you was dead.
Done.
Yeah.
Right. So
and
what I'm saying is
to Captain Planet on NES.
Oh, I heard about Jesus.
I heard about Jesus. Or Top Gun.
Listen. Okay, let's go to a claim series that these suckers know. Okay. Let's talk about the first NES Metal Gear with rations.
Oh, yeah.
Just go back in the room and get them over and over and over and over and over and over.
Oh my God! Listen, everything was rolled like to these. Today's standards, everything is roll like.
You had patches, didn't even realize you could save stuff with the patch. I didn't know that for 4 years.
Listen, facts. So when I hear this gaming community cry and threaten developers, we never did that.
No, we never.
We didn't play multiplayer and said, "Oh, this gun is OP. Can you please?" Give us a patch to fix this. Can you? Oh, wait a minute. The AK-47, it drops everybody. It shoots 7.62 carbine bullets. It's supposed to drop everybody.
Yeah, you try to play that 007 on the Nintendo 64, and then that AK gets a hold of your ass.
No, ain't no patch. Right.
Ain't no patch.
No odd job because he's too short. Right.
Yeah.
Man, they would have packed that up nowadays.
Water this down.
Well, yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. But yeah, thank you, Sir X-Man, for that.
One other thing I want to mention about what Sir X-Man said in relation, if you think about it, and this is honest, right? Mm-hmm. The first YouTube success, what was it?
As in what?
No, the first successful
mobile gaming success?
No. The first YouTube success story, the first YouTuber who was successful was the Angry Video Game Nerd, right? Like he was the first one to really blow up and make a lot of money on YouTube.
I don't know. I don't even know that.
It was.
Drop some knowledge, bro.
Well, I'm telling you it was, right? And his whole channel, the whole reason he was this successful, because that's all he taught. That's all his YouTube channel was ever about. All the bugs and crazy things that were in games. My whole life was about, I grew up in that era. Lemon, you grew up in that era. I can't make a mark. Everybody here, we grew up in that 8 and 16-bit era and even the system before that. Like, you want to talk about dog shit? And there was no patching. They came out like that. It was rare. Like once every 3 years, a game was so bad, so flawed where there was a return or something. That's rare. There was
Facts.
maybe 3 in existence ever.
E.T. That's the only one I can remember because I bought E.T. and played it.
E.T. Yeah.
E.T. was hot as hell.
Yeah, E.T. was so bad that nobody. I don't think did
It
anybody.
didn't even explain
They
it.
literally had a landfill
yeah.
of that. They buried copies of it underground.
Right,
Yeah,
because,
man. There was
because
a
they
whole
had
movie
so
documentaries about that.
That the industry was pretty much dead because of that particular game, because they spent so much money on it, and then and Atari invested everything that they possibly could into it, and because the movie was such a hit and everybody bought it. It was a hit in the sense of sales, but the game was so broken. And it was
killed the
released
industry.
on time. It destroyed the industry. If it wasn't for Nintendo to revitalize it, gaming would probably come back in some way, shape, or form. But I mean, that right there. I don't know what the other 3 games would have been that was just so devastatingly bad that, you know, like E.T. E.T. was the mecca of fail.
Absolutely,
You know what I'm saying?
absolutely.
So,
but don't miss sight of the point that I'm making with the
no,
angry video game reference and all
that's
that.
just going back to the whole thing about people complaining about
it's
broken
always
games.
has been this way.
Right,
Yep.
yeah. It's always been this way. Always been. Go ahead.
I just want to mention Battletoads for the NES.
Oh my God.
You know,
I didn't even beat that game.
No, I didn't beat it. I
threw my controller on the floor like 20 times.
Most people didn't. Yeah, on that racing part.
Yeah.
As a kid, you're lucky to get past the 3rd level. And not to mention, when you lose all your lives, you start at the beginning of the game again.
Along on the first topic again.
Right back to
moving.
Yep. I'm just saying that's one of the hardest games of all time.
Yeah, no, I mean that Rygar at the time, because I was young, I had to beat it when I got
God,
older.
my favorite, one of my favorites. Talk, preach.
Yeah.
Rygar.
When I played Rygar,
You don't even know what Rygar is, KMEGA?
I'm just saying, but people talking about roguelike and all this. We was playing.
Listen,
man.
Rygar,
I would challenge anybody to play the hardest roguelike game. I would challenge anybody to go play the hardest roguelike game right now and go and play Ghost of Goblins from back then.
Classic.
Classic. And you talk about painful.
We're not making no excuses for no type of bugs. We didn't like it back then neither.
No, we didn't like it.
But we had to deal with it. And so now,
perspective.
Yeah, so
shout out to Pacifier Games.
Yeah, let me hit up Sir X-Man again. He said Drake the Slayer was the worst game ever made. I would have to say that one game that was on the 360 that I bought, I talked about.
Drake in the 99 Dragons he means, I think it was.
Yes, that's the game. That's the game.
The motorcycle game. It's like Psychonauts 2. Like I've locked it in a cage to where I don't even want to think about it. But so I forget the name of it. It was so awful. But it was a biker game, and it was one of the worst games I've ever played in my life.
Road Rash?
No. It was
Right to Hell Retribution?
That's it right there. That's it right there.
Ding, 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 ding,
That
ding,
game was so damn bad. And you know what I had to do? I had to eat it. There was no patch for it. I had to eat that $60 that I paid for it.
What about Need for Speed on 3DO?
Oh, I didn't have a 3DO.
What? Oh, I did, but okay. Let me say something we all had. What's the basketball game? The 2-dimensional game
Double Dribble?
that was side scrolling.
Oh.
No, not Double Dribble. Double Dribble was cheating. You go to the corner.
You go to the corner, you just glide all the way from 3-point line to the top of the
No, the arcade shooting game, man.
Arch Rivals?
Arch Rivals?
Not Arch Rivals.
NBA Jam?
NBA Jam was a cheating ass game.
Oh, NBA Jam was amazing, though. That game was funny.
It literally was. It's in the source code. It literally cheats on you depending on certain things they found in the source code because it was released last year. It's true.
Yo, NBA Jam is a goddamn cheating game. I used to be like, I'm hitting all these jumpers. Third and fourth quarter. You're like, I can't make nothing. They breaking.
You just had to dunk. You just had to dunk.
On fire.
Yep, you better dunk. You better not be shooting threes.
Right.
Anyway, so all right, let's get back on topic because we are sailing.
You know what? You're right. Let's get back on topic.
All right. So let's go ahead. But you know what, Slayer, you did do a great segue into this. We're talking about Mr. Ryan and what he said about this game called Horizon Forbidden West, or what he's actually said. You know what? You know, I know I made a video about it and I went on a rant, and I know I read it about.
You made like
about
5
10
rants in one video. Shout out to
I know
KMEGA.
I had a 43-minute video and it was a rant, but you know what I'm saying? But I'm
I
going
thought
to read
YouTube
this,
was glitching because you kept repeating it.
and I'm going to repeat it one more damn time. So let's get to it. All right, so our main man, Jim Ryan. Some people may think, of course, you know what I'm saying, that we have a problem with PlayStation, that we hate PlayStation, but I think every last one of us in here are PlayStation owners. It's now, Devin, I do not know, so I got to ask you: are you a PlayStation?
I have a PS4.
Okay, so
Devin,
everybody in here,
talk your shit, brother. Talk your shit.
everybody in here has invested into the PlayStation brand of some sort. Some people have taken it all the way from the very beginning, or some people may just now got a PlayStation 4, regardless of the fact they spent their money on PlayStation, right? And so our main man, Jim Ryan, came in and said this: no one should be disappointed. The PS5 versions of those games are built from the ground up to take advantage of the PlayStation 5 feature set. And we have an upgrade path for PlayStation 4 users to get the PS5 versions for free.
What?
Okay, you know what?
No. For what? Again. For what? Just say one word.
Free.
What?
Okay. Upgrade path for PlayStation 4 users to get the PS5 versions for free. For free. It's about people having choice. I'm really quite pleased about this situation. Now, you may ask, well, is this in the PlayStation blog? No. But it's every goddamn where else. It's on the Washington Post. It's on IGN. It's on GameSpot. It's everywhere.
Hey, Mega, you missed something.
Yes, sir. What?
It used to be on PlayStation channel on YouTube, but it's no longer there.
Oh, see,
it used to be. It was an interview when he said that. They copied those words from a video interview on the PlayStation YouTube channel.
What's going on, Delilah? Thank you for stopping through. Thank you for everybody coming to stop.
UHD.
Hit that like button. You know what I'm saying? Do that.
Yeah, we show them like buttons, man. Let me tell you something. If y'all don't hit that like button, y'all gonna be forced to buy a 2 terabyte SSD on PlayStation M.2. Let's go,
sir.
It might burn up.
Oh, yeah, it might burn up. Oh, Lord Jesus. Anyway, all right. So my question is, and I'm gonna go to D on this one first. Yes. She said me. All right.
Please call me last, please.
Okay.
The nature of my comment. Yeah.
Okay.
Call me last.
No, I will call you last. Okay. So this is the question that I do have for you. I do want to mention this for anybody that lives under a rock in the gaming space and has not heard about this.
They heard about it. They trying to act like it don't exist.
Okay, so Horizon Forbidden West. I was gonna say Horizon Zero Dawn. Basically supposed to be having a free upgrade, as I just read from Jim Ryan. But it's not free anymore, and you have to pay an additional $20 if you're a PlayStation 4 owner. Because if you're a PlayStation 4 owner and just want to get it for the PlayStation 4, it's $60, right? But if you want to upgrade to the PlayStation 5, you would have to pay an additional $10. But they got some kind of way that they have it to where, you know what? You can get the PlayStation 4 version and the PlayStation 5 version for $80. Now, I don't know. Now listen, Lemon, some other people on this panel might be a little different and like to hold on to our older consoles, but a lot of people I know don't hold on to their older consoles. So people who already have a PlayStation 5, why would they have to pay $70 to $80 for a PlayStation 4 version that they don't even have a PlayStation 4 version at all? They don't have a PlayStation 4 console. So the question that I'm asking,
you don't have a PlayStation 4 or 5? What do you mean?
No.
If you just have the 5.
If you just have the 5, which a lot of people traded in their PlayStation 4 to get the 5, that's how most people do it. They usually trade in their older stuff and get the new stuff. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't keep the older stuff. I do. I know some other people do. But for the majority of people, they out with the old, in with the new. You know what I'm saying? So what's the reason of having it, right? So my question is to you, D, is this gone too far? Because we also know about what they did with Ghost of Tsushima. They went out there and they brought us this director's cut. It was on sale on the PlayStation 4, but then they took it away. And so you only had to pay for one price that they offered it at for what was the price of the director's cut. And how do you feel about people like me and others, and Lemon, for one, I know for sure, who's paid $80 or more for games like Ghost of Tsushima, and they still asking you, and they're still charging you more money because of what they say haptic feed features and things like
80.
that.
I spent $200.
I know that I paid 80. I bought the deluxe.
I bought the
You bought the
collectors.
collectors, right? That's what I'm saying. And then you know what I'm saying. So D, just break it down. Is Sony gone too far with this? Is this now are you at the point now to where you're like, I'm almost done with this, or do you find a silver lining somewhere in this and think that Sony's strategy is smart and right for consumers?
The short answer is no, as far as is it right for consumers.
Mm-hmm.
Hearing everything you just kind of laid out, I feel it's multifaceted. I don't think this just came out of nowhere. And the reason why I say that is it's kind of dastardly if you think about it, because the reason I say that is the one thing that PlayStation has done this generation over the last generation is backwards compatibility. So even though they have slowly taken away choice, at the end of the day, to people who are just like, this is messed up, they can just say, buy the PS4 version and play it via backwards compatibility. They couldn't say that last gen because they didn't have an option for that. Now, the difference between this game and Ghost of Tsushima is that Ghost of Tsushima actually had a choice. And that's something that, to me, in my perspective, seems to be eluding people. People don't seem to want to have a choice. And little by little, the choices, as few and far between as they are being taken away. At least with Ghost of Tsushima, yes, kind of overnight. And I don't know who found out and how, but, the director's cut was the only way that you could buy Ghost of Tsushima going forward for your PS4 and your PS5. If you already had it, you had the option to upgrade to that version. The choice was still there. You had what the price was. You knew what you were getting. What I'm seeing with Horizon, like I said about the CyberPunk thing, I'm seeing a couple of different type of gamers. I'm seeing the ones that are lacking of empathy, who are just like, screw y'all, I have my PS5, get over it. You have the PS4 players who are like, I can't find a PS5. I don't have the money for the PS5 because there's a whole pandemic going on. And if I want to play this game, I got to double dip or pay the extra fee. Then you have folks in the middle who are just like, this is what Sony does. I'm going to just pay my $60 and keep it pushing. And I feel like it's just unfortunate that, there's another example, another iteration of this whole, well, Sony's doing what's best for them. I've seen people saying, well, they're the market leader, so that's why they're doing it, which doesn't make sense to me, but whatever. There's always something, and I wish it didn't have to be that way with Sony. But my thing is this, and this is the thing I always go back to, because of course it's been, like you said, Washington Post, it's been on Forbes, it's been on everybody's website this past week. My problem is in black and white, just like the showcase showing Miles Morales. It was stated plainly, when this game comes out, you can upgrade it for free to the PS5. He even went so far and said, nobody should be disappointed on PS4. Like, what y'all talking about? It'll be on PS4 for y'all that can't find PS5s, because we don't have any to give you right now. So when you do get your PS5, you can upgrade it. It's there in black and white. There is no confusion. There was no, oh, we'll discuss those options when it comes out. It was plain and simple. I don't know if it was to pacify people. I don't know if it was an outright lie. I don't know if they're like, damn, we kind of light on the monies. We might have to go back on that. Either way you slice it, once Sony realized, yo, when this shit is about to get dropped, they got to pay for it, but we already told them it's going to be free. There should have been some kind of something to let people know, like, hey, y'all, we got to change some things. We can give y'all vouchers for something else, but y'all asses got to pay. There was nothing. They just came out and was like, yeah, here it is, and y'all got to pay. What y'all going to do? Because people are still going to buy it. If there's nothing required, nothing's going to be given. If you don't tell them or fight back on it, they're going to, why not half-ass it? If you can put out minimal effort, minimal transparency, minimum communication, but your bottom line doesn't change, what is the incentive to do anything differently? And to me, that's just where it comes down to. As far as the direction they're taking, the lack of transparency, the lack of communication, and that it's just going to keep going this way. Nothing is going to change. We've seen it with PS3 and the Vita store shutting down. People made their voices heard. It was reversed. Same thing. I keep going back. It's been 3 years. Battlefront 2. They made changes before the game even launched. It can be done. People don't want to do it. And at this point, it's just like, if y'all waiting to accept it, who am I to try to help you? Like, I mean, it is what it is. And someone's going to continue this path until, something gives. I just don't know when it's going to happen.
Great point. What about you, PK? How do you feel about this? Do you feel like gamers are getting basically screwed over by Sony's moves right now? And also, I mean, what do you think about like Sony not really telling people that the game was going to be, that they were going to charge people or come back with some kind of statement publicly instead of doing it in a blog, letting people know, well, we've changed our mind, we've had a change of thought, and so we're going to charge the game. What is your whole thoughts about this whole situation? You always got to give them a minute.
My bad. Double muted. So I think that was part of their plan from the beginning. I mean, it's not the first time they say one thing and do another later, just hoping people forget, right? I mean, look at their console situation. Here it is almost a year later, and their solution for expandable memory is still in beta. And then it's not officially a expandable memory solution, right? It's all depends. And the underlying statement is we're not responsible if your machine breaks or if something happens, et cetera, et cetera. So with that being said, for us Horizon Zero Dawn, honestly, you guys can have it. I felt I owned the game. I bought it on PC, and I think the game's boring. It looks good, but it's boring. Sorry. So I'm not that excited for it, but for the guys that are, I mean, it sucks. I know people are like, well, just buy a PS5 and that's the end of it. Okay, well, you tell me what store you could just walk in and buy a couple PS5s in. Don't worry, I'll wait. At the same time, it's like this. You can't buy the next generation consoles, or at least not the Series X and the PS5, just out of a store on a regular. Just, hey, I'm just going to go up and get one today. You can't do that. So with that in mind, I think it's important to ensure that your base PS4 base still can consume your media. If you don't, you're in trouble. Think about this. If they literally cut off PS4 today and just say every game is PS5, would they make any money? Some, but let's be honest, majority of the PS5s haven't even turned on because they're, in somebody else's storage bin. So with that being said, that means you're going to lose out regardless. regardless of how many people want a PS5, not everybody can get their hands on it. So that means you can't just crap on the people that put you as the market leader. You're going to be soon not the market leader the way you're going. You got to think about this, man. It's not just PlayStation. PlayStation or Sony is not the only ones that do this mess. Switch does it too. They just do it undercover. What you don't see is, you think that Zelda game was a Switch game? Heck no, that was a Wii U game, but they just resold it to you on Switch. You think Mario Kart?
The Zelda Sword HD or whatever?
No, I'm talking about Skyward Sword is definitely a.
Yeah, most of the Switch successes are.
I'm saying that the original Zelda, what was it called? The one that launched on the Switch.
Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild is a Wii U game.
Wild, it is a Wii U. Yeah, it sure is. Yeah, it is.
Mario Kart is a Wii U game. Yet they just brought it back on the Switch with all the DLC that I paid for in the Wii U. Bayonetta 1 and 2, that was on Wii U. Well, they just brought it back on the Switch. All this stuff is basically a port. Majority of the Switch games.
Talking about them bringing Game Boy Color games on Switch too, so they're gonna be getting that money back.
I mean, at least they said they Game Boy Color and not remakes of new games.
All I'm saying is they do the same thing, right? They do the same thing, but undercover. Pretty much majority of the Switch games are ports. Most of them are not new games.
Yep.
Most of them.
Yep.
And
did you say something, Devin?
I was gonna say they are like better graphics on these games. Yeah, they're remakes.
Mario 64 is not better graphics. It's the same stupid game that you
Mario
can get.
64.
It's
Mario.
portable.
No, it's not. It's the same game. You can get.
No, I'm telling you that you can play it on the go. As to which
he's saying right.
You can play it on the go without the Switch, though. You don't have to pay $60 for that. It's a freaking emulator.
Oh, he said emulators don't count. That's not the majority.
A Raspberry Pi and be on the go. Put it in your pocket and you go.
I know, but majority of people don't know about.
Yeah, facts.
But majority of people who know about 64 wasn't allowed to play it. So let's be honest. Let's just be real. This is just another sly. I'm not trying to get too far off topic. All I'm saying is they're not the only ones who do it. They all do it. It's just that it is the only difference between Nintendo and Sony is Nintendo don't tell you that you can take your games forward. Sony says you can, and you won't be charged, and then change their mind later. That's the only difference. Outside of that, they've been doing this for years. This ain't nothing new. They've been doing this forever. How many remakes of remasters and remakes have they made? How many times you think Persona 5 is a PS4 game? No, it's a PS3 game.
Mm-hmm.
They just happened to port it to PS5.
Right. Yep. It was a PS3 game. Yep.
But you know what? I'm not gonna argue with the Switch connoisseur on the podcast.
Demon Souls.
Let's go.
I'm just saying, like, is it wrong? Sure, but the people keep spending their money. So if you don't like it, talk with your pockets. You know what I'm saying? Your wallet makes a difference. Stop buying it. That's all you got to do. Stop buying it. If you don't like it, stop buying it.
I'm not buying it. I'll get it.
Let me give you a scenario.
5, and that
let me give you guys a scenario here.
Mm-hmm.
When I buy it on PC, and I talk with 108, I only pay 60. Why you don't
call me Lemon?
I might. No, we on live. You 108. Hey, look, check this out. When I buy it on PC. God. I might pay 60 or I might pay 50, but I get all the DLC.
That's true.
Guess what I don't have to worry about? I don't have to worry about paying no upgrade fees.
And if your PC is more powerful than the PlayStation 5, then you're already winning.
Even if it wasn't, when I do eventually get a more powerful PC, guess what? That game is still the same price. I still own it, and I don't have to pay a toll to play better graphics.
Not at all.
So what is, you tell me what is going on with the PS5 version that's so mighty that it deserves an extra $20 on top of it that
The
is
haptic
doing something.
triggers, man. What? Come on, man. I know you know
What's
better
wrong with
than
you?
this.
But
What's
the
wrong with you,
haptic controller
PK?
still.
It's the haptic
Hey,
features.
hey, that controller.
triggers.
That controller still works on PC, doesn't it?
I suppose.
Oh, Lord.
It does.
Oh, shit.
With those DualSense features in a lot of games.
So help me understand something.
Don't do that.
Help me understand
Betrayal.
something. If that's all true,
No.
still help me understand.
Hold on, wait a minute.
this.
Hold on, wait. Did you just say that the PlayStation 5's controller can be paired on PC?
Yep.
That's what I'm saying. You plug it in and work.
So
Now
you telling me
With the
that
DualSense
PlayStation?
in some games.
Okay, so are you also
Shout out to
telling me?
G4 toasting up the PK. Let's go.
Hold on. But hold on. Let me ask this question too, though, PK. All right. So you
Uh-oh.
mean to tell me that the audio that PlayStation 5 offers to their customers,
What audio?
that 3D audio that they have for their customers? What are you talking about?
Hey,
You
hold
can't
on.
you can't play that on PC, brother.
Nope,
Hey,
not
listen,
that virtual sophisticated surround sound virtually.
Hey, let me just say something, okay? We're not gonna make up pretending sound on some console as if it can do anything better than PC or anything better than any other sound device. Let's just stop it. We're not going to talk about that. That's not a real feature. That's just something they offer because they don't have anything else.
You know what?
That's just like
You need to
saying that's
mute
like
yourself, 'cause
going
I'm
to
getting
108.
You're getting-
That's
blasphemy.
like going to 108 and
What's
say that,
blasphemy? He's telling the truth.
that's-
He's not
that's like going to 108
thing.
and say that TLCs are the best TVs because that's what Sony offers.
Diabetes.
What's going on here? What?
Damn, son.
PK, I am not going to tolerate this slander.
You know what?
Listen,
Shut his mic off. He's
at
not
the
going
end
to
of
be
the
promoting
day,
facts.
There's
end of the day, man.
there's
mic
PlayStation
off.
fans
I'm
that
tired
listen
of
to
this.
this, man.
Hey, look, I'm just trying to say that there is nothing new under the sun. These guys been doing. Everyone's up in arms like this is new. They did it, which you just mentioned, Ghost of Tsushima
Somebody stop
and
this.
Last of Us, and I mean, hey, it goes on and on, right? They're just gonna keep doing it because people spend their money.
But that's
It is what it is.
Listen, they
Facts.
told me when I looked at the director's cut, one of the reasons why they charge that extra $10 is for the photo mode. So you telling me that I can't?
The same reason with the Horizon Zero Dawn. You can't get photo mode unless you pay the extra money. So there you go.
Hold
It's the
on.
same reason.
Is
Shout out
it
to,
not?
shout out to our guests,
Hold
man.
on.
How the
You
F
cannot
we
get
get
photo
here?
mode unless you spend that money. Period.
Hold on.
Oh.
When I read it, it said a photo mode filter and a pose.
Who cares about the details? This is a bunch of stuff, you know?
Point I'm
Stuff.
making is if you
Stuff.
want the photo mode, you gotta pay the extra money.
You're right.
I'm going to go put on my PlayStation shirt. I'm getting tired of y'all.
Nah,
Facts.
this is
Hey,
getting
listen.
ridiculous.
Hey, listen. I'm not gonna tell nobody how to spend their money. If they like to spend the extra money, you know, logically it doesn't make sense. It's not rational. However, if that's what they want to do, then let them do it. Hey, at the end of the day, the facts is you spending more money for nothing. You get nothing that you can't get anywhere else. Again, if I buy this game on PC, I still get the upgraded graphics and better performance than the PS5 offers, and I pay no extra gatekeeping money. None. And I get to keep it forever, even if I build another brand new PC sometime in the future.
Finish him.
I still get to play it again and keep it with me. I
PK,
don't
it's your
have to play
bedtime.
it.
Your wife is calling. You got.
I don't
Man,
have to-
you come in here acting a
You got
damn
to go.
fool. What's wrong with you?
You got to go.
What,
My bad.
How you gonna
My
sit
bad.
there and do
Finish
this
him.
to these people?
My bad. You know
Finish
what?
him.
You know, it's
shit.
How you gonna come in here and talk so slanderous?
hey, look.
Listen, I got to apologize to our guest.
No.
Devin.
Let me just
I
say
gotta
this.
apologize. No, listen.
I-
You have
Hey,
been
I'm not a.
you've been
Hey, listen, bruh.
disgusting. You have
No,
been
no.
so thorough
Hey, look.
about your
I
slaying. I have to
apologize.
apologize to our guest.
I
Because I don't
apologize.
think
But
anybody said that like you said it.
Hey,
Let me
you
just
don't have
say
to
it like this.
apologize. I gotta say that was beautiful.
Ah!
Let me just say. Let me just say,
Talk your
like,
shit. Talk your shit,
check it out,
PK.
man.
Talk your shit.
Oh my
At the end of the day, I can't say that I'm not gonna want to be one of them dudes and say I'm a gamer, but I only play one platform. Right? I play all platforms, and I probably own more platforms than anybody on that fan base that say they're a gamer. Okay, and play more games than all of them. At the end of the day, you should want better. You should want better, and you should want value for the money you spend.
Facts.
Period. At the end of the day, you shouldn't be loyal to a piece of plastic. You should be loyal to your wallet. And if it's not doing well for you, then you need to voice your opinion. No matter who it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, people that are listening, I apologize for PK slander because you know what?
In bird culture, this is considered a dick move.
I apologize.
You get to that super chat, man.
I gotta get to Sir X-Man. He says this holiday, the Xbox Series S will be the top seller. They have tons of them in stock, and Sony still will not have any consoles. That is a fact. Okay.
Shout out to the oldest gamer I know, but shout out.
I can't.
Besides
I can't talk about.
Cerebral Paul.
I was gonna say Cerebral. I was listening to their little podcast, and I was listening to their podcast. Cerebral Paul Cerebral Paul and Sir X-Man. They did their very first podcast Sunday.
Shout out to the See Now podcast. Let's go.
And so, and they were talking about how, and that's how it started off. Talking about how old they are. So, you know what I'm saying? But so shout out to them.
Bro.
Ain't nothing wrong with me. This is what I do.
All right.
Shout out to the See Now podcast.
Let's go to our guest. You know what? PK just threw me off. Did I go to you first on this one, Devin? I think I did.
No. Let him go.
No, I went to D first. Devin, go ahead. Let us know what you think about this Sony situation. Is this right for gamers? Do you think that this is proper, especially when we look at the situation when we're in the middle of a pandemic still? All of that. Do you think that what Sony's doing right now is good for gamers right now?
Not whatsoever. It's absolutely ridiculous in my opinion. They blatantly lied. They stated this. They did the bait and switch. They wanted you to buy the console. Oh, you can get all these games on PS4, and when you get your PS5, you can upgrade for free. And then before the games come out, they turn around and say, nope, you got to pay for it actually. And if you didn't buy the special edition of the game, you got to pay for it again at full price. So I'm looking at it like, just like PK was saying, if I have a 1050 Ti PC, like my 1050 Ti graphics card, and I upgrade that to a 1660 or say 2070, 3090, what have you, if I buy the game and I upgrade it, I still have the game. I don't have to pay nothing for the upgrade. I still have my game. It's free, and you're getting gatekeeped on the PS5. They ripped you off. They lied to you, and this is some bullshit.
Listen, you can read this for yourself. You can go and check out Tataku's article, and they were talking about in Japan. There are people, which I did not know this, that there are people out there that don't like Sony. They just don't like PlayStation. They don't like Sony, period. And so what they call their fan base out there is what you just said, gatekeepers. And then on top of that, they don't not only call them gatekeepers, but they call them cockroaches.
I was going to say roaches.
Yeah, like that. That's telling something right there. Like, I mean, PK is right about Nintendo. Nintendo, they hustle you, but listen, they don't hide it. They just, look, this is it right here. We're not going to, they don't say nothing. They just do it and people buy. And listen, if you, at least they give you the option because you can get it or you don't. We're not going to hide nothing. We're just going to do it. We got cardboard. We're going to sell it for $80. What you going to do about it? You going to buy it or not? That's how they do it. And you know what? Listen,
they're transparent, though.
They're transparent. And as wild as Nintendo is about what they do, Sony, on the other hand, they're trying to play two positions. What's going on with you, Dirk Griggity? He said, what up, GRG? Shout out to the homie Dev. what's the problem overall is that Sony did exactly what Dev said. Like, they did a bait and switch. They told you one thing, and now they've done a completely opposite. They've done this the whole generation, and the generation is not even a year old yet, ladies and gentlemen. And on even top of that, there's people that's defending this. I can't understand this. So I gotta go to you on this one, 108. Why are people defending this? Why are people trying to let people know? And I know you already paid for it, you bought it. But why do you think that people are trying to make people feel like they're in the wrong for something that is obvious a lie from this company?
You listen, man. I was one of the first people to say, like, you listen, I don't have a problem with the graphics from the last game, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then now that you're trying to rip me off for another $20 extra on top of the $59.99, which makes it basically $87. I said, yo, I ain't doing it because it already looks fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I could play this game on backwards compatibility and pay the lower price, but like I said, I'm not a fraud. So I said, on Four Guys Recorders, I'm talking about the same situation, right? So my peoples call me. They say, Lemon, look, I pre-ordered this for you. We got you. I said, oh, it's a statue involved? Like a sucker. But technically, it's not worth the bread, man. The game is already amazing looking. My thing was show Sony with your wallet that you're not willing to take that extra $20 plunge. You understand? And give them, because you know what? Corporate companies, they deal with stats, right? They don't care how you feel. They don't care about the consumer. They deal with numbers and stats. So if you show with the stats, listen, people are not willing to pay for these upgrades. Maybe they will change. Damn, man, I fell into the rap. I fell into the BS, but it's really not worth it. It's really not worth it. And I don't want to big up Microsoft in the situation, but smart delivery. Do you not know that exists?
Wait for somebody to talk about it.
Do you not know that exists? It's like, yo, goddamn. Yo, listen, I know everybody's not in my situation. I buy whatever I want. That don't mean I spend blindly because I can buy what I want. I'm still cautious to the pocket. Like, is it worth the upgrade? And yes, one thing I can agree with the comment that the dev said, and go watch KMEGA video. These games are built for PlayStation in mind. Blah 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 blah. I got it, but that's how they make all games. They build for 3090s, and everything gets watered down outside of that. They build to the max, and then they take away to fit every graphic card on PC. That's how they've been doing it. It's not new, but sometimes it's not worth the so-called graphic fidelity. And now that they charging for it, man, Horizon Forbidden West at the PS5 fidelity does not mean it's worth it. Shout out to Digital Foundry for proving me right. They want to take a game, Doom Eternal, amazing, on Xbox One X. Forget Series X. Forget PS5. The game looks amazing with a 4K 30 upgrade. They want to take a game that looks amazing on Xbox Series X and compare it to a $4,000 PC running ray tracing.
Right.
Do you think a couple of difference in ray shading and reflections from 500 to 4,000? So you got $3,500 of a difference. Do you think those frames and resolution matter for $3,500? No, sir. So when you go from a game like Horizon Forbidden West and you say, you listen, what is the PlayStation 5 offering so so much better than my PS4 Pro. No, it's not detrimental. We looked at God of War, 1080p 30. When they put it on a Pro, it was 1080p 30 with 2 extra lights turned on. It wasn't worth it to buy a Pro. Because when they did a side-by-side comparison with God of War looks amazing. I don't give a goddamn what resolution it is at. It looked amazing. So now when you get to PS5 and they tell you, oh, this is built from the ground up. But what the hell is the PS5 providing over the Pro? Really? And you charging an extra dub? $80 plus tax? Nah, dude.
But hold on.
Nah.
It gets worse. It gets worse. I'm gonna tell you why right here in a second.
Can I just comment on what he just said?
Yeah,
and
go
it
ahead.
still don't look nowhere near as good as it does on my PC. It still doesn't.
But you know
even
what?
with them
You're the
charging that
minority.
extra.
You're the minority. Yo, PK, you spent minority. You
But they
spent a
act
lot
like
of
the
money.
PS5 is
that boy.
Well,
That boy
I
been
get it.
drinking.
I'm just
No,
trying to jump on
I'm stuttering a little bit,
thing.
but let's be real here. PK is a high-end dude. I'm a high-end dude. I got a high-end PC too. What I'm saying is, you can't equate what we purchase over the average person.
But
because we're looking at ray tracing at the max. We do things that other people can't do.
I get all that, but this the thing. This is beyond that.
Yes, facts.
If you guys have these type of PCs, there's nothing wrong with to brag about them because I mean that's what you have.
I'm not bragging. I'm just saying.
No,
I don't even like Digital Foundry for that.
I know, but this is the point that I'm trying to say on this is that listen. PK, I agree with PK and where he was going with this is because of the fact that it doesn't matter because it still doesn't equate because it doesn't equate for what people have to play. The console gamers, they're buying their elite version of their console with the PS5. That's where the investment was. That's why people spend half a rack for that, right? Or half a grand. And so therefore they look at it from this situation as like, I've invested into your console. So for me, I've already proved to you that I'm all in. Anybody that pays $500 for anything that's not something that's not a necessity, they're all in. So when you start asking people, I like that, I appreciate that, but you know what? We really enjoyed the fact that you bought our product, but we just want a little bit more. We made these haptic triggers. We got this 3D sound. We have these other things that we're adding to these games and the cost of this and all this stuff. So if you could just give us a little bit more. And so let me just make my point, and then you can say what you want to say. I'm looking at the
and only thing I wanted to say to that, KMEGA, is what is the difference of buying a PS5 version than buying it on PC?
Right.
See, that was my point. That was my point.
That's the point. That's what I'm saying. Like it doesn't
right.
matter.
That was my point. It's not even worth it.
It's not.
I don't
worth
care
it.
if you got a $5,000 PC versus a $500 console.
I got a 2060. Yeah, I mean,
right. It's not a situation where you go, well, goddamn, this is crazy. Because first of all, my boy hit me with and this is on topic, off topic. But let me tell you something. My boy hit me up. He said, Lemon, I think they're going to come out with a PlayStation 4 Pro. PlayStation 5 Pro. I said, first of all, let me break something down to you. People don't got 12 teraflop GPUs, let alone 9.2 or 10 overclock. The average person do not touch that realm of a GPU. So why would they make a Pro? And 99% of the market don't have graphic cards that are even in the conversation.
Well,
that's a fact.
I think that they might have a Pro, but this is why I say that this.
But why, KMEGA? What would they be aiming at?
No. This is what I'm saying. They can have the same type of stats of what they maxed out at right now, overclocked, and have it to where it's not overclocked, and they can call it the Pro. You see what I'm saying? Because you
don't know, KMEGA. I get that point. Yeah. That's 100% correct. But what I'm saying is, if you just look at PC people, right, which have the bigger graphic cards, the average graphic card is like $7,000, if 8.
Right.
Teraflops.
Oh, people
So,
will pay for
if
that
they-
Pro. There's no doubt about it.
Right. No, but they the minority. But what I'm saying is, if you go into what the PlayStation 5 can do at the minimum spec, if you go into the Xbox Series S minimum spec, most people can't even play at 120 at 1080p.
Right, because
So
the TV
what the
they don't have
hell
the
would they
TVs on
bring a
the
Pro
line.
for? Who would they be aiming at with a Pro?
This is the thing. This is the point that I was trying to say with that. This generation is going to be a lot longer than what a lot of people think it is.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt,
With no doubt, because everything
doubt.
has to
I
catch
agree.
up. So this is a 10 plus generation, hands down. I'm looking at thinking it's about to be a third, maybe about a 10 or 12.
I think about 7, 8.
generation. Oh no, no, it's going to be longer than that.
No, because of affordability. I think because of affordability.
I think this is going to be. I think this is going to be a 10-year. 10-year. Then people start.
I would love that. I would love that.
People start talking about the next generation of consoles within that 9th, 10th year, and then people will then they'll start moving over around that 11th, 12th year. That's how I think. Now I could be wrong about that, but this I just want to say this because we got to move on because I know
we do.
Some guys are pressed for time. So I'm looking at the 2 versions of Forbidden West right here. And it says, okay, for Horizon Forbidden West for the PlayStation 5 is $70. Okay, the deluxe version is $80. But listen to what's in this deluxe version. It reminds me so much of Ghost of Tsushima. Okay, so you get the PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5 version, which that wasn't in Ghost of Tsushima last year. But you get that. You get a digital sound book, book art, or art book. You get a digital comic book. You get some elite items. You get 2 elite items. You get a strike piece, and you get an in-game resource pack. Isn't there something missing? Can anybody tell me what's missing in this deluxe pack?
I don't know. I'm so turned off. I don't know.
DLC. DLC.
Yeah, which I got already.
No,
I have that.
How is that a deluxe pack if it don't have a?
How is it a deluxe pack if it doesn't have the DLC? That's what I'm trying to say. That's another. They're going to hit you over the head again for another $20 for the DLC. So not only for the PlayStation 4 fans who have to sit there and spend the extra money to get to they'll spend this money right here. But it's just like Nero Sparks said in his post yesterday. Is that the worst people who's going to get hit the hardest are the PlayStation 4 owners who don't have a PlayStation 5 yet.
Facts.
Because they're going to get double charged overall. Because they're going to have to because it might be too late for them by the time that they get a PlayStation 5. So that means they got to buy the game again. And then, then they're going to pay for it. Let's say that they go ahead and they're excited about it and they get the $80 version. And then, if let's say it's at a discount by the time they get a PlayStation 5, so it's like $60. It's like $50-$60.
No, there's no discount.
Okay, all right. And so then at that point, they're going to get DLC. And when that DLC drops, it's going to be $20. It's not going to be free.
I got a question for our guest.
So you're still going to be paying $100 for this. God
I got a
damn.
question for our guest, and I want you to talk your shit. Let me ask you a question. I bought the collector's edition. $200 plus tax, okay? In everything that Sony promoted and removing the original copy from the store at $200 plus, where do we stand?
You paid $200 for the
collector's edition with the collector's edition, the statue, the DLC. I got all the DLC. Everything they mentioned for $30, I got it. I got that. I got everything. So I'm saying what pissed me off is when they announced this $30 upgrade, I said, yo, where is the people that pay for the statue and all this content? Because they said, oh, you're getting the DLC, you're getting multiplayer, you're getting the story missions. I got that already. So I'm asking you, where do those people stand? Because you know something, we was not mentioned. So I'm asking you, and I know you like to talk your shit. So I'm saying,
so you saying
where do those people stand?
Oh wow! And was that the PS4 version or PS5?
PS4. What I'm saying is, when
The
I bought it,
deluxe.
it was only on PS4.
The
right?
$200 version, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
when they did all these announcements, oh, if you got this version, you good. If you got a regular version, you good. They didn't say nothing about the dudes with the collectors and statues and all that extra money we paid. I'm over $200+. So I'm asking you to talk that shit, Dev. Where was that announcement for us?
Obsolete. They just want you. It was not there. It was not mentioned. They don't care.
They don't.
They don't.
Facts. They don't care about us.
I got to get to Slayer, and then we're going to try to get to this other topic before, like, if somebody say they got to bounce or whatever. But
yeah, 10:41. We good. Let's go.
Slayer.
Yes, sir.
You said to hit you last. Last but not least, what is your interpretation about this situation from Sony, man, and how they're and how they're doing their gamers?
Well, this whole situation has been. We talked about this from all angles. I feel on the panel, but the one thing is, if you notice, once again, I kind of feel like this is the press at it, but to a much lesser extent. In that, what's really the discussion now? Not so much about if it's true, if Jim Ryan said it or not, or if I hear my voice playing back, or if this is a bad thing. No one is debating if this is a bad thing that those on PS5 have to pay $20 again. Like, that's not even the debate. The debate is more if Jim Ryan really said it. And we got the smoking gun. We have everything. We got the cell phone footage, everything. We got a deposition, all that. He said it. They double back on their word. And people are still debating this. But you know, the people we're talking about, it's the same who's who on the internet. But real boots on the ground, real gamers have to be pissed off. When they go in their PS5s and they don't see the DLC, hell, a lot of them won't even know. They won't even know. They won't even realize they don't have it. Countless of them won't even understand that part, right? So, no matter how you look at this, this is bad. And Sony chose to do, like, the lying needs to stop. The simple fact is, nothing about this is the way it should be done. The lying needs to stop. No one's even debating if it was good or bad because it's obvious. Nothing about this is the way it should be done. The lying needs to stop. More being debated if it was said, even though we have the proof. If it was good or bad because it's obvious. You can't debate against that. It's just, this is fucked up. Sony, what's wrong with you? Like, what the hell? Who wants any of this? Period. This is ridiculous, I think. That's all.
Okay, all right. I'll cover you first on this other topic, and so because I really need y'all guys' expertise on this, and that is about the PlayStation. The situation with Austin Evans. He made a video talking about this new model of the PlayStation 5, and the PlayStation 5. It showed that the insides of it was lacking the a full heat sink. It got that part got taken out. Parts of it got taken out. It's no longer using copper. It's using aluminum, and he tested it from the back. Now there's people that's question the way that he put a temperature on the back of the PlayStation 5. It said, because it showed that it was running hotter than the regular version or this or the launch version of the PlayStation 5. So people are questioning about the thing of getting hot. But people can't question about the switch up of the of aluminum from copper and for them taking parts of the heat sink out. What is when you looked? I'm sure you looked at that. What was your initial thoughts about that? Do you feel that there should be some concerns? Now, listen, I know for the right now, when people get that console and they'll start playing it, it's not going to be a problem now. But could this potentially be a problem? Because I remember with you and PK, when we was talking about those SSDs, Lemon was involved as well, but it was primarily you and PK that was talking about those SSDs and how hot they can run. Is this something that potentially, with that, when people start adding those SSDs inside of these new,
I'm gonna cut to the chase. Yes, absolutely.
Okay. All right. Is there a problem in the future?
Problem.
Okay. All right.
This is a
explain.
worse situation. It's a worse situation than they made, and they willingly chose to make the situation worse for no other reason than money and their own pockets. That's it, right? In fact, like the new fan that they're using in that model, runs 5 watts more electricity, right? I think that's the balance in it, that it runs fast, so it's costing you more money.
Right. It's going,
right.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's less efficient.
Okay. So it's less efficient, and remember, this is a variably overclocked system at all times. Basically, when you're running games, remember it overclocks. Depending on heat and available. Headroom for overclocking. You done lost 9 degrees of overclocking headroom for your own pockets. Your system's gonna perform worse now in head-to-heads. You do understand you're already losing at that, right? Sometimes horribly, sometimes inexplicably, because you have your SSD that, by all accounts, should be performing a lot better than it is. Heat's gonna be a problem in relation to that as well. That may start performing even worse. Yeah, and still, heat affects everything. Heat affects the life of the system. Because if all things seem to be equal on the system, everything else is the same. It's just the heat sink. Yo, I was sweating bullets because the day before, my brother got the PS5 that I got from Sony. He got it. And then the day after that, this video comes out. And I was literally shitting bricks to get him on the phone to find out if the screw for his stand had the plastic on it. Because if it did, that meant he got the shittier system. And I was scared about that for real. Because my opinion now I've got to wait till at least the PSVR 2 combo pack-in system. Hopefully by then they have some kind of revision, like a relevant one that changes the factors of this game right now, because they're losing big time and they're choosing to make the situation worse for their own pockets. It's only that reason. This is stupid. But then this whole thing with Austin Evans, this is the worst thing. He put out a video. He doubled down. All right. He stood his ground. In fact, I tweeted back at him, and he gave that a like. Like I said respect to him, that he stood his ground. Respect him for doing what he did in the first place. He did the real reporting. Didn't care whose feelings it hurt.
He did it, and remember, he did it with the Xbox Series X too. He did more with the Series X. He put it in a box. He did all types of things to the Series X.
Right, and those same people all the time on the internet, they seem to have more influence than people want to accept or realize, right? And just say, oh, just ignore them. No, they seem to have an impact. But even on the boots of the ground, still says, like, people got to be concerned about this. This is not good. You see it in the amount of systems they make and are out in the whole SSD. It's all related. So, like, no, like, they really need a new model system. Either, they could finally die shrink the SoC, right? Or something to get these temperatures down, to get the system at least perform the way they promised it would have. At least that, right? And not to mention the VRR and all those other things that it still doesn't do right. Maybe they'll finally have an HDMI port that actually uses the full bandwidth, right? Because it's not even enough for full 4K 120. It's 32 gigs. It needs to at least be 40. It's 32. That's probably why it doesn't have the VRR. I have no idea. But they have problems to fix, let's say, right? And people tried to dox. No, not tried to. They did. They doxed this guy. Death threats all of that. The same clowns once again on this internet that I was saying before, that people seem to act like, oh, they don't they do still, and they do these negative crazy things. But shout out to Austin Evans for standing firm yet still to put out a second video to double down on what he said and what he did. Because yeah, there's some people like MVG, right, who's like, but you know, they should have used sensors and stuff. But even then, yet and still, yeah, it's not the most accurate way to measure this, but yet and still, it's still 9 degrees hotter on the outside, and that's not supposed to be happening. No matter what the exact numbers are, it's still running hotter. That's bad in all angles. Like I said before, there is no debate that this is not good. There is no debate to be had. It's not a matter of opinion anymore. It's just facts. So it doesn't matter what you have to say on it. It just is. This is not the way to get it. I suggest to anyone, frankly, I'm going to put it down like this. And I want one so bad. So I honestly, I tell y'all this all the time. I really want one, but yet I cannot buy one the way it is. And I suggest no one buy the PS5 in the state it is right now. When you look at the software situation, okay, you look at their hardware situation, they have a lot of things they need to work on before that system is worthy of purchase. Believe it.
All right. Okay. What about you, PK? You co-sign what Sick had to say, or do you have a different take on this? Should gamers be concerned about this newer model PlayStation 5?
I feel like people should spend their money on whatever they want. If they want it that bad, then do what they got to do. Is it technically some concerns? Sure. I mean, most people who are buying PS5s now don't care. So
that part is true. Yep.
There's no reason to tell them not to buy it. They're going to spend their money on what they want.
Yeah.
However, they should also keep in mind that there is a technical issue. We just got through talking about a game issues. Now you're talking about hardware technical issues. So, but at the end of the day, it's going to be up to them what they want to get and be happy about their purchase, because Sony's warranty and refund policies won't make you happy. You'll be pretty sad.
All right, pretty short and quick. Got you. All right, what about you, Devin? What do you think, man? Is this one of these things that put you on pause, or is it something that you're like, okay, look, I think I could trust this console? Is it a wait and see, or is it something that you just kind of like, once I get a PlayStation 5 available to me, I'm just going to go ahead and cop it?
Absolutely not. Not from what I've seen of this new console. They just announced like not too long ago, we're now making a profit on these consoles, blah blah. Right before they put out the revision PS5, they said that they're not taking a loss on consoles anymore. So that seems pretty iffy to me. Like you just stopped taking a loss on consoles, all of a sudden you're putting out a revision one with less sufficient parts. Like these are worse kind of parts. Worse parts than the launch console. What the fuck are they doing?
Well, some people will say, I'm just saying, some people would say, like, well, PlayStation has done this numerous times. They always do these revisions. So, now the question is that, which I don't know this, is do they do cheaper parts? Well, I guess, yeah, with the PlayStation 3, they definitely did cheaper parts, because if you go back and you look at that, so I don't know. But what if the people that says, look, man, PlayStation is known to do this, so we shouldn't worry? What would you say to them?
I would talk about how it has a higher heat index, of course, and the cheaper parts definitely don't help anything. And I would say that they're thinking of their own pockets. Sony is. They're using as the fact that they're using cheaper parts because they're not taking a loss anymore. And they have a history of heating issues in their consoles in the first place. If you look back at the PS3.
That is true.
So I would tell them to keep an eye on that, and I would say wait and see. Yeah, basically wait and see what happens with these newer consoles with the new parts and the higher heat index, and like be very wary about installing that SSD into the new console because it's gonna really get hot. So I don't want to get a PlayStation 5 at this time right now.
Okay, all right. What about you, D? Where are you at on this, man? Are you reluctant, or are you just kind of like, you know what, it'll work itself out eventually? You know, PlayStation will find a way.
As someone who knows at some point, I want to get a PS5, this is just kind of cementing my decision to wait. And I don't pretend to know about the heat sinks.
He's pushing back the goalposts, I guess you want to say.
Yeah, the thing is,
same way.
my thing is this. I try to, before making a large purchase of any kind, I like to kind of look at what the people are saying. Like, it's similar to, for example, when Fallout 76 came out, I pre-ordered the Helmet Edition. But once I started going to Reddit, once I started going on Twitter, and once I started listening to the Fallout fans about what their concerns were for the game, I canceled it because it seemed like there was too much going on that was against the grain, and it just wasn't a sound purchase. And I feel the same with the PS5. Reason being, the people that I'm hearing like, oh yeah, it's fine, it's great, it's fine, it's great, are not people who are that I'm personally interacting with. They're not tech people. They're not people that are saying, these concerns about the heat sink are unfounded, and kind of presenting their case. They're just like, no, it's fine, it's great. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing behind it. I mean, even if I wanted a PS5 right now, I couldn't find one. But like KMEGA said, every iteration of a PlayStation, as far as a generation, cheaper materials are used. And the PS3 is a great example because I got the third generation, which was extremely cheap plastic, that the disk drive was just a release mechanism. So it worked, but there was no denying that the material was extremely cheap. You just drop the disc in with a cheap plastic cover. So I don't recall the specs being any different. I'm just kind of laying low and just keeping my eye out, keeping my ear out to what people are saying about the system. And honestly, there's just so much going on with the system. Every time I hear about it, it's another concern. And $550, especially when none of my stuff really, transfers, to me, is just not a sound investment. And it's kind of the reason I went with my Series X, because it was continuity. I literally could just pick up where I left off with my one. I don't feel like I can do that with my PS4. Going to going to a PS5. So, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with the first gen. If that's going to cause an issue, is that going to be like the PS3 with the backwards compatible models, where the price of those are going to shoot up because you can't find them? Who knows? But I just know for me, I'm not in any kind of rush. I'm still going to wait. I'm still waiting for a physical remodel that I know is coming. A smaller model, different colors. I'm not saying it needs to be cheaper, because I honestly, given what the Xbox and the PlayStation 5 are offering, I don't think 500 for me is too high, honestly, especially when last gen started at 4. So I don't mind the price. It is the engineering of it. It's the lack of that external store, or a easier solution for the external storage. So I'm gonna just go ahead and wait, because I'm telling you right now, if you don't go through Sony and you change that SD card inside of it, that SSD, trading it in, GameStop's not going to take it because they're going to plug your shit in and they're going to see that you have more memory than is stock. And it's going to be considered altered and they're not going to take it. So until they have a solution that is plug and play or something more feasible, I can't. I'm telling you from experience. I just turn away so many PS4 because it's like, there's a 5 terabyte hard drive. And it's like, yeah, I put extra in there. Yeah, we can't take it. It has to be a stock system out the box. It has to be exactly how it comes in the box.
Oh wow.
So
yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like people are beta testing, and it's and people over here are going to be adding these.
Stupid question of the week. Yeah. Real stupid question. I assume so. If you had, say, a PS4 and you had a hard drive in it, it would behoove you take it out and try to put it back together as best originally as you could make it and bring it in like that, and you guys wouldn't care if you notice.
Technically,
right.
Technically. So what happens with when you take your shit to GameStop? They're hooking it up to a monitor, and they're like, "Hey, we need to make sure it's working. We need to make sure it connects to the internet, and we need to make sure that the disk drive works." Obviously, the digital, you're not going to have that issue. Right. But if they do it the exact same way, they're checking the storage, and they're also going to check that internet connection. So if it comes back, now 500 and a terabyte, that's different because I want to say a PS4, you can get a 500 or a terabyte. So
right. As long as you just put back the original drive, I'm saying.
But if they're being by the book, they might flip over your console, see what the model is.
Yep, I've seen people do
say,
that.
Hey, your model says you should be at 500 and you're at a terabyte. But that happens rarely, to be honest.
Oh, I see somebody do that. I see a guy do that at GameStop. He brought his PlayStation in and he went there and did that. That's why I was like, yeah, no, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I just that took me out.
No. I'm saying if when you upgrade the drive, you put the original drive in the box for your new hard drive, and then before you go to GameStop, you swap them out, so it is that original drive. So as long as they go through it, it should go through, right?
No, that dude didn't. That one dude at that GameStop didn't take it because that was what that guy said. Is that I just got a better hard drive, and he's like, it just had more memory, and so I just put it back in there, and then dude was like, well, you put the wrong one. And then so he says, "Well, yeah." And so dude said, "Well, I can put
the right one at
right." And so he was like, "Well, he said, can I go get it? I'll be back." He says, "No, I can't take it."
No.
Yeah. Once he knows it's too late, right?
To answer Six's question, if you take the original Sony stock PS4 hard drive out, put your own, have fun, put the original back in, and make sure it works, you should be fine.
Okay.
Thank you.
Just gonna put that out there.
Stupid question of the week.
Okay.
Just saying.
You should be fine. Don't just go in there like, I just changed it out, or I just put the 3 terabyte.
Well, he wasn't expecting dude to do what you just said because there's some people that's really thorough like that.
Yeah. They'll be thorough
at that point.
They should be thorough, but if you have an obvious number that never came out, like a 3, 4, 2, I don't think 2 came out. They're going to be like, this is altered. Sorry. So I don't know if they're going to do the same for PS5. I worked at GameStop during the pandemic, and that was what it was. Now, if you get the warranty and the shit failed, then we're not checking, but it's a different story. But I'm just letting y'all know. Y'all heard it here first.
All right. Okay. That's a great point. All right. So let's get on to our last topic. I do want to say before we get to it, because I had another topic, but we can talk about that next week. Because there's still more games to come out. There's Tales of Arise. There's other games out there that I think people want to still get their hands on before we feel what is our top 3 right now. So, but I will say this is that I said this from the very beginning. This is why I'm waiting on the PlayStation 5. I want to get one. Well, the only thing that's going to deter me from getting one is if Sony going to keep on doing this bullshit with their pricing with their games, because what it's going to turn me into is just like, okay, I see that you're trying to play me as a sucker, You want me to spend $500 and now you want me to spend, you want to nickel and dime me to death. I'm not gonna play that. As much, and I've been investing so much into Sony from day one and bought so many games for the PlayStation. And also I got my son a PlayStation 4. So that's double. You know what I'm saying? I got him a PlayStation 4 before I got one. And so then, and I got 130 some games on my PlayStation 4. Not to say about the games I bought for PlayStation 2, for PlayStation 1, for PlayStation 3. So it's like, to me, it's like, is it worth you guys trying to nickel and dime me now and know I've been a loyal customer for damn near 30 years? Is it worth? And if they feel like, well, yeah, no, it's worth it, then I will. And you hear me say this right here on this podcast. I will be done with Sony. Officially, I will be done. So I will be done. Well, because the one thing is, you know what I'm saying? You said, how can you wait on a PS5, my dude? But he said the disappointment. It's just, you know what I'm saying? Well, because I'm nervous because of this heating issues. I wanted to. The one thing that pulled me back because what I want is an all digital one. But the one thing that held me back is that people was having these issues of their consoles.
Yeah,
tripping.
that's my main concern.
Yeah, like,
it's not even the lack of software. I still would have had the system by now.
I said, damn, it's not even been a month that people are having these issues with the games. I mean, people, Demon Souls, the damn demon was doing the hammer dance. You didn't see Spider-Man turn into a bowl of goo, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? And then
Mega, let me say this one thing.
Yeah.
Let me say this one thing like this, and this has to make the point.
Yeah.
I got the golden ticket from Sony.
Oh, see, I didn't get it. See,
right? Because I signed up on the website and forgot even. They gave me an email and was like, on this date at this time, within 3 hours, I think, or 2 hours, you can order a PS5 and you're guaranteed to get one because it's your turn on the list. And I didn't do it. I just said to you like a minute ago, I still would have had one without the software by now normally. That's what I do with the PS4. I just walked in that spring after it came out, went to GameStop and picked one up. I didn't even pick up a game that day. Okay? I would have did that normally. It's this concern about the heat thing.
About the heat.
For real.
Yeah,
I've been talking about this for as long as I've been doing this podcasting thing. That's always been on my tongue. Always talking about this. I'm not confident in this. That's why I'm saying I suggest people don't buy the PS5. If you don't care, you don't care. You already decide you want one anyway. It doesn't matter what I say. Right? But for me, for literal, obvious, not opinion reasons, there are too many to name, too many to even mention once again, but to say that that's enough for me to say, nah, I don't need that right now. And the lack of software, lack of software used to not even be a reason for me. It didn't even matter, okay? That was still a gimme. I'll let you have that one. But that, with this now, that's like you adding gasoline to a lit fire.
Yeah, insult to injury. Yeah, like I like the console thing bothers me, but I would still get it. But it's the pricing point. It's the pricing thing that they're doing now that I'm like, you know what? I got you.
Oh my god!
You keep playing like this. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, cool. And people could call me a fanboy, whatever. No, I've had enough of you trying to gouge me for this and that when I've already showed my loyalty for damn near 30 years. You're not gonna keep getting me. It's just not. I've said a million times that gaming is expensive and absolutely understand that. So the $70 point, I'm like, yeah, that's garbage. But you know what? I get it. Games are gonna go up. You've heard me say this. Games are gonna go up. I see this trend happening, and Xbox is eventually gonna have to succumb to the throat needle at one point, at some point. And I get it. And so I'm not tripping about the $70 price point like that. But I am tripping about the fact that, okay, you know that the competition is over here tearing your ass up with all this value. And when these games start coming out in abundance, and they're going to be Xbox's AAA bangers and things of that nature, the question is that, you know, what do you have to offer me? You're still gonna hit me up over the head for this amount of money? So That's the thing to me, is that because to me it's just a form of disrespect. Like I'm just too greedy for my own good, and I'm just like, okay, all right, I got you. This would be my first time ever that I won't get a PlayStation 5 if they continue to make these moves. So I am nervous about the longevity of these of these PlayStation 5s, but that isn't the main deterrent. I still will get one. We just got to see if the people are going to complain enough to make them at least change their vision on what they're doing with gouging their customers like that, when they even said that the PlayStation 4 is going to continue to do this for another 3 years. The PlayStation 4 is going to stay consistent for 4 years, they said. So 3 more years. So I don't know. But anyway, last topic. Nintendo and PK. I'm gonna go to you first on this. What do you think about this whole Nintendo Color thing? Like, I mean, these games, it pretty much seems like this is what Nintendo is going to do. It's been reported. It's not been official from Nintendo yet, but people are pretty adamant that Nintendo is going to be bringing Nintendo Color games to the Switch. Do you think that this is a good look, or do you think that this is just another thing that Nintendo just does to where they're like, hey, we're going to just double up on our money one way, shape, or form?
I'll be part of their online service, just like all the other stuff is.
Okay. All right.
But I do got to drop, so I would just say that it's probably going to be part of the online service, like the other Nintendo games right now. You know, if you sub, you can go and play any of those games. That's their Game Pass-like subscription deal, where you can play all their games. You can just play them. So I don't know. I can see it happening, but again, I don't know if you guys have Nintendo Online, but that's what it is.
I do.
You can just hop in there and play any of those
I was just sitting there
Nintendo games.
I was playing Donkey Kong Sunday night. No, it was Monday.
Yeah,
Monday
so
night.
Yeah, but there's a lot of games to pick from, though. I thought it was
They
like
got
a
a- they got a
selection,
hun-
like a
they got a
small
hun-
selection.
They got 100 games in there now.
it's like it's kind of like their version of Game Pass.
Yeah,
they got
but
like
it's with their older games.
NES, Super
Yeah.
Nintendo.
Okay, so it's better. Okay, now. All right, cool. Because I remember it was like
Yeah, so I can
20 games.
I can
or
see that
something. All right.
happening. I mean, and they just added to that. I see that.
Okay. Well, if people been asking for, like, Pokemon Blue and Pearl and
I
all
don't know
that.
if they'll
so.
do that.
That'd be fire.
I think that they'll do
I don't
that, but
think
I think
so.
that they're charged for them. I think that certain games they'll say, hey, look, we'll add a little enhancements.
I mean,
1080p mode.
they already made that available on 3DS. I could see them maybe porting that piece, but they definitely know Pokemon sells, so they're not going to. They're going to make sure they're going to sell it full price wherever it is.
Yeah, Pokemon's gonna have to be paid. Yeah, they're gonna get that money
But
for Pokemon.
before I go, I just want to say, the release of Shang-Chi. I know this is off topic. Marvel's movie Shang-Chi, Legend of Ten Rings, and Xbox has partnered with Marvel to do a contest to get a special edition Shang-Chi Series X and a controller. So you guys
I
should
see
definitely go.
that. Yeah.
You guys should definitely go check that out. Try to get that. It's going to be a collector's edition, and it's going to be pretty dope. So definitely go try to enter and win. That'd be dope. Last thing is I did get my new Aqua Shift controller today, and it's pretty dope.
Oh, did you?
Nice.
And
Nice.
it feels like a better grip.
So jealous
not
all
like
after
it's-
the fact. I realized they were.
It doesn't
doing
feel
that.
like a rubber. It's not like rubber like the Series 2, but it has more of a grippy grip feel on the bottom of it.
Kind of like the
Well,
Sonic Shock, right?
Does it feel like the Kate Diaz Gears 5 controller? I don't know if you.
No, it feels better and all
one.
that. It's probably the better feeling regular controller I've ever had.
Yeah, it kind of sounds similar to the Blue Shock, because that's what I got. I got the Blue Shock Series X controller, and it feels fantastic. So if that, and I think that's the same version.
I think
the
this
stock, yeah.
Well, yeah. So I think this version, and including the surface plastic or whatever coating they put on the top, I think this is going to be standard moving forward. I think this is the first of that kind of controller,
That would be dope. That would be dope.
and then it's going to move forward. But yeah,
Where can they find you at?
definitely come back, see me here hanging out GRG tomorrow, Dragon's Den. Every Thursday for GQTV, and definitely come check out the MCU after show where we talk about everything Marvel related. Definitely, guys, thanks for coming through. Good topics, KMEGA. Thank you. Keeping it short. I have to drop though. Thanks to everybody on the panel.
Yeah,
you guys
no
have
problem.
a good one. I see you
I
next
said I was
week.
going to start doing that more often. Just so yeah.
Later, PK.
Peace, man. It's just sometimes that when we get into those deep discussions, you just might have to just tap out because we might have to take it there. But yeah, no. All right, man. Take it easy, man. Thank you so much. Let me read this super chats right here from my man Bunty. Yeah, Bunty. He said, I paid $120 and get to play Medium, Outriders, MLB, Flight Sim, 12 minutes, Omno, The Scent, Back for Blood, Psychonauts 2, Forza 5, and Halo. Thank you, Xbox. See, that's what I'm talking about. And then he says, that's all I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying too. That is exactly what I'm saying. When the competition is doing what they're doing, and Sony is on. Listen, I said this back then when I got a chance to talk to Phil in that it was during the launch special or whatever, and somebody asked Phil that same question: are you considering, doing the $70 thing like PlayStation is doing? And he rolled his eyes. He literally and he didn't say Sony's name, but he was like, "Nah, we think that our customers should be treated a little bit better than that." But when first of all he rolled,
2 seconds.
What'd you say?
Can I be messy for 2 seconds?
But you can be messy all you want to. It's all right.
Yes.
Ooh.
Oh boy. Devin is over here like, I've been ready to release.
So
I ain't telling
shout out
nobody
to
not to be
Bunty
messy.
saying, I paid $120, which to some people it's just like, I mean, that's $120. $120 cannot buy 2 games first party on PS5.
Oh shit.
That's $140. But go ahead.
Oh
I had to be messy for 2 seconds. The numbers.
Oh
Yes, sir.
Shit. Oh my God. Okay. Devin, did you want to say something messy?
Lord of mercy.
Yeah, if you want to be messy.
No.
It's okay. This messiness happens on GRG. I don't know where this perception comes. People can't cuss. I don't want people to say the N-word or get too foul. But I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? But no, people can be messy. I'm messy my damn self. So it's all right. But it's just the thing. Listen, if you're being messy and you're not telling the truth, then I'm gonna say, look, man, you got to stop.
Yeah,
if you're telling the truth,
I don't like to do that. I don't like
No cap.
I don't. If I'm gonna be messy, I need to be right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. It's much sweeter. It's much sweeter. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't understand how people do. Like, how are you messy and wrong? Like, I don't.
I know. Like,
and you look even worse at that point.
Right.
Right. Because I'm gonna correct you. Like,
right.
Like, you are aware. Get the seats.
Yeah. There was somebody being messy before the show because I posted something talking about the COVID situation and like why people are taking this stuff for cows and horses, and somebody wanted to challenge me on it, and I'm like, that's fine, that's cool, you know what I'm saying? I'm not telling people what they should do and what they shouldn't, but then they start showing, they showed me a picture, an article, and they were trying to defend it, right? Like this the article. So I skimmed through the article because I was like, man, I got to be here at GRG and like really quick. So I read through it, and so the whole point was mute because it said that it stopped making all this stuff that was supposed to be made for COVID and all that, right? And so I just took that part, copied it, and posted there, and I said, hold your L, because all this defending is not working. And then so now I get called out my name, I get called an MF, and I ain't did okay.
Yeah.
Well, I got some messiness to do once I get off of the show, because I'm that dude. Listen, I didn't call you out your name. I just was basically letting you know that you were wrong. And that's it. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? It's fine to talk and debate, and I'm not telling you what you should do and what you shouldn't. But you know, I don't know. But yeah, no, being messy, I don't know. I just think it's a part of it. It's a part of it sometimes. It is
Absolutely, sometimes.
yeah, as long as you're not disrespecting people, it's talking about them in a nasty way, or you know, like I won't say anything
Threatening.
Threatening or whatever. I'll say Jim Ryan's lying. Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? I wish the man well and his family. He's a businessman. Sony is obviously telling him how to make these moves. This isn't all just him. You know what I'm saying? Just like with also with Phil, what he's doing, he's got a staff with him, and there's a lot of people but the person who pulls the strings, who signs the check, is the head of Microsoft. So this is it goes a little bit, you know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, but come on, guys. You know what I'm saying? All right, anybody else want to talk about the Nintendo thing? Because I want to just hear PK talk about it, because I personally I'm cool with it, but you know,
I didn't know about it. I feel like, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a victim. I ain't gonna lie, but Nintendo just has this by the nostalgia balls. Like I don't know what crack is in their work. Like it's I don't know. It's genius, and I cannot be mad.
That's why I worship a different god. I worship the god of emulators, and I have since the 90s. Yo, I really think it kept my mindset off of that. It really did, I think.
But one thing I will say about Nintendo that, again, you know, take your feelings out of it, is every game that I've played on my Switch, which doesn't get as much play as it should, I never run into issues. There's never a point where
Nintendo makes great products.
The quality is there. You know what I'm saying? If I play, obviously, barring, you know, physical damage, if you take it out the plastic, pop it in, the way it plays the day you bought it is the way it's going to play, you know, a year or two from now. The quality is there. There is no game where I'm like, oh yeah, I was playing Mario Tennis Aces and that shit crashed, or there's a bug where I can't hit the that's never the case. Now the hardware, different story, but as far as the software is concerned, their quality control is immaculate in my personal opinion.
No,
and that
I
to
agree
me,
with you 100%.
in this day and age, with release first, patch later culture of the gaming industry, you know, that to me, that is a great feat, because I was watching some video on YouTube. I don't know what game it was. Don't make me lie. But there was some game that Nintendo had to patch, and given the technology, you had to send Nintendo an SD card for them to put the patch on the SD card. They had to send it back to you. It was a Wii game, I want to say. And you had to put it in your Wii from the SD card, because I don't think the Wii had internet to download patches. So it's like, you know, given how games are released today, their quality control is really good. But I don't know. They be having us, because it's like, damn, y'all releasing another Zelda reboot? Let me pre-order this shit.
Right. I still don't have the Zelda game, Breath of the Wild. I because I'm waiting for it to go on sale.
Don't buy it.
Don't buy it. Oh
That game
man,
is trash.
what game of the year? You said that game is not good? Oh my goodness. Okay.
I'm a huge Zelda fan. I love majority of all Zelda games, and I played that game. That game don't feel like a Zelda game at all.
I played it for like an hour, and my weapons broke, and I was done.
Your weapons break. You have a stamina bar. I mean, just there's so many. You have to go to like a million fucking dungeons. They're not even dungeons. I don't know what they're called in that game. Trash. That game is garbage.
He said
trash.
Garbage. Let me find out.
Wow.
That man said, "Wow." I haven't played it, so I got to take your word for it.
Get Skyward Sword. If anything, get Skyward Sword.
That man said it is hot. Try. Damn. All right. So, Cali Rex, he said, let people know that Knockout City, its multiplayer is free through
Twitch Gaming.
Yeah, through Twitch Gaming. Yeah, I was reading the wrong thing. I was a little bit too far down. Yeah, he says, by the way, just wanted to tell everyone EA is giving away Knockout City for PC through Twitch Prime. So if anyone wants to pick it up, let them know. All right, I got you. So anybody who got Twitch Prime, or if you have Amazon, you can sign up for Twitch Prime or whatever, and they give you like free games and little perks and stuff, kind of like what Xbox does, and Nintendo does it too. Nintendo doesn't do it to the biggest degree as Xbox. Xbox is sometimes just give you stuff. I look and I see, damn, I said, there's some more stuff for Warframe. Here's some more stuff here. There's some more stuff for they got stuff for Sim City. I mean, not Sim City, but Sims, and I'm like, damn. Black Desert, all types of stuff. So yeah, go check that out. I'll definitely download it because I have not yet played Knockout City yet because there's been so much stuff to play.
It's great.
Yeah,
It's
it looks
fun.
dope. Oh, it looks amazing. But I just never had the chance to play it because there's been so much stuff out. Like Outriders was out.
exactly.
And then I got into the Ascent and just so much other stuff. So,
That's
and yes,
another great
Fury,
game.
I like Genshin Impact. I think it's dope. I hate the fact that it's not on Xbox. It's just on PlayStation and PC. But I got the luxury of playing it. But just like with everything else, you can only play one thing at one time. So it's just me right now. Since I got done with Psychonauts 2, I'm playing Aliens Fire Team Elite and Madden and Samurai Warriors 5. So I'm kind of balancing that. And then I don't know, man. Like it's going to get really crazy because I really am stoked for Riders Republic. I'm all in on that game. I played. I know life that game. I loved it.
You got Steep?
No, I never played Steep.
Oh, what Steep is like the Riders Republic type game, but it's all snow sports. So basically, you got parachuting, or you got snowboarding, skiing, all the winter Olympic type stuff.
Okay, yeah. So it's basically
It's
like
on Game Pass. It's on Game Pass.
Oh, it's Steep on Game Pass now? Okay, all right.
It's part of the EA thing.
Oh, that's right. Well, I'll tell you this about Riders Republic. It's wingsuits, like a squirrel suit. It's got jetpacks. It's got mountain bikes. It's got like these crazy like bikes with boosters on them. The game is just fun, man. It's snowboards. You even got a damn one of those damn things where you could just ride on snow, big ass
Snowmobile?
Yeah, snowmobile. They got snowmobiles in it. So yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
I was gonna say Steep has those wing gliders too, like the wing suits or whatever. Yeah, they have that in the game too.
Yeah, so yeah, it's crazy.
It's gonna be fire.
All right, so let's get out of here, guys. Thank you so much for coming and checking us out tonight, man. I hope you guys will come and check us out next week. Next Friday, I'm sure that there'll be some topics that we'll knock out. I definitely want to get into the topic of the top 3. Want to hear everybody's topic on that next week. Hell, I might even pull it to a top 5. We'll just see. Because it could be slow, but PlayStation's going to drop something. I think TGS is going to be dropping sometime. I don't know if I think that's going to be towards the end of the year. I mean, I'm not end of the year, but end of the month. So anyway, all right, guys. To our guests, you know what I'm saying, Devin. Thank you so much for coming by, man. Again, where can they find you at? Man, let everybody know.
I really appreciate the invite. You can find me on Twitter at the Xbox Classic. You can catch me on Dirt Griggity's podcast on Mondays at 6:30 Eastern Time at We Bleed Green. You can catch me on Friday mornings at 10 a.m. East or Central Time on Sean's channel, Sean786. We do the TTS podcast Friday mornings.
All right. And that's what, the Talk Your Shit podcast? Is that what it is?
Talk That Shit podcast.
Like, you gotta rap, man. You know what I'm saying? Look at this. That's great. All right, good stuff, man. Glad to have you on, man. Like I said, I want to hit up everybody, man, see if they can come. I'll even hit up Sean too, man, just to see if he'll stay up late and want to hop on and chat up with us. But yeah, I want to definitely link up and show some love to you guys and get y'all's thoughts while y'all collaborate with us, man. So no doubt. So thank you for coming on. All right, Six Layer, where can they find you at, brother?
Well, you can find me every week right here on GRG. Every Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern on that Dragon's Den podcast. Quite often I do impromptu podcasts at night with the New Legal and Technoblast. So just keep your nose to my Twitter, and I'll keep you all informed when anything happens. I dropped all types of little information about deals and stuff last week. SD card sale like half off on high capacity cards too. So I know a lot of people buying switches, OLED switches, Steam Decks. SD cards are a thing. So little things like that. I drop information like that on Twitter. So check me out there and every gaming platform known to man, except anything run by Nintendo nowadays, I guess. So until next time.
Until next time. Thank you, man. Yo, yeah, it sounds like you about to get that itis. That steak got a hold of you.
Finally.
All right, and last but not least, D. Thank you so much, man. As always, very insightful. Let everybody know where they can find you at.
Yes, I am on Twitter at Genji's Mom, GRG Podcast every Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, the Lord's time.
Oh no! Stop
and
that! Don't you say that? Don't do that.
No, the Lord's time. Thank you.
You know, Central Time, the Lord's time.
Tell him.
I'm also on YouTube. Quiet and High. I'm in the chat. I would drop my Twitch, but I'm not really on Twitch these days. I ain't gonna lie to you. Why
you don't stream?
I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I stream and it's just like I just haven't had the time really to stream. Like I'll stream and then people are like, oh, I missed it. I'm like, yeah, it's cool. But honestly, with the stuff going on with Twitch, I'm not sure I want to.
Yeah,
with them.
It's pretty tough.
It's one of those things where it's not like, well, I'm not streaming with you, because it's just one of those things where doing it for me personally at this point does not feel right. And I'm okay not doing it because I don't do it that often. Mm-hmm. And I'm not obligated in any kind of way to do it. So right now I'm like, eh. But if anybody that I'm cool with, that I have their Twitch, they come on my phone notification, I'll share whenever I can, I host whenever I can. But me right now, I've just been mostly offline, just kind of playing without streaming. But maybe I'll get back to it. I was hoping this generation Xbox would do a YouTube integration like PlayStation, but the generation's still early, so who knows?
Yeah, generation is definitely early, and no telling what could happen. Listen, as for me, I mean, I've already lost one home in Mixer, and so now I'm over here doing this stuff on Twitch. It's tough because I was really starting to take off on Mixer. It started just moving, and I was like, oh, I was right there getting close to 1,000, and then next thing you know, we're shutting it down. And I'm like, oh my God. So then I go here to Twitch, and it started off really slow, but I got the biggest problem. I'm not very consistent. But I am consistent with Fight Night. I will do Fight Night every Sunday. So I definitely, and so I got a base there, and so I'm growing. But I do feel people's pain when people didn't stream. I made sure, because I was going to stream, and then I was like, oh, that's right. So I didn't stream because I want to support why people are having the issues that they're having. Even though I feel it. I see it on two different wavelengths, but again, there should be more representation. No doubt about it. There should be ways to fix things. We definitely understand that people that has higher counts, and that's with anything and everything. I mean, those people will get it more often, and if those people start stepping up and speaking out more often, then maybe Twitch and YouTube and other people will start listening more. But it's just all about trying to network, get to know some of those people maybe, and then maybe just tell your grievances, and maybe they'll understand and they'll say something. But other than that, like, what I'm saying, I wouldn't know where else to go at this point in time, except, there's Facebook gaming, and then there's other places. But, and then I would just stay on YouTube, but YouTube be flagging the hell out of you for everything. Like, I always say there's something about a game, especially with the fighters. Oh, you're getting flagged for this. You're getting flagged for that. Well, I mean, I own the game. What's going on? Well, this little snippet of music for like 10 seconds. This is what it. Are you kidding me? So that's why I stopped doing Fight Night on Facebook. So I mean, I'm sorry, on YouTube. So it's damn if you do, damn if you don't. So there's a lot of stuff to do, but it is what it is. So I will. I'm just get the hell out of here. But you can check me out on Twitch when I do, because I will stream. Me and Don will do some streaming on Saturdays for the most part, and then Sunday, Fight Night Sunday for sure. We'll be playing all different types of fighters. Sometimes it's just me. Sometimes it's just a room full, and we just have a good time and talk a lot of trash and just play some games. I am going to start streaming me playing Madden, NBA 2K. You know what I'm saying, and you know, a couple of shooters, things like that. I really want to get it going more often. I've said it long enough, so it's time for me to start doing it. But other than that, you can catch me every Friday doing the GRG podcast, every Thursday on Xbox 44H channel doing the next podcast. We've been doing this shit for over 6 years, man. I cannot believe that. But it is but it's been fun. That's my brother, man. And so I appreciate for everybody that's going to support 108 Dragons and PK and Six Layer for when he does stuff with Dorian and them and all of that. You know what I'm saying? So I want to see more of these GRG guys and ladies get out there and be promoted, man. Get out there, pick them up, let's go ahead and talk to them, have them on the show. You'll definitely find out that these people are worthy. So everybody have a good one. And we're still in COVID season, so there's no time to be doing no pants off, dance off. Still got to take our time on that. So everybody have a good one, man. Peace.
Hey, thanks for checking out the GRG podcast. All your gaming news and our special topic of the week. Make sure to join us every Friday night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, 9:30 p.m. Central, 6:30 p.m. Pacific. This was the GRG podcast.